Hey, Lone Peak football on Rewind Sports Network on KSLSports.com, brought to you by Heidemann and Associates and presented by G2G Bar. I'm Mark Winterton along with Jake Hatch in this fun contest. It is Lone Peak. The Lone Peak Knights coming in to take on the Corner Canyon Chargers.
We got one of the premier games of the night here, Mark. This is the best part about this. These are two 6A powerhouses, two of the teams every year that you have in the mix in terms of contenders for the 6A state title. Funny enough, they're no longer in the same same league or whatever, classification.
Same region?
Region, that's what it is. Thank you for correcting me. Region. But still, these are two very fierce rivals, and it should be a fantastic football game tonight.
Both teams coming in 1-1.
Correct, yes. Obviously, both of them losing last week. Corner Canyon was an absolute shootout with Bishop Gorman, the number 2 ranked team in the entire country here, actually at Charger Stadium. And then obviously Lone Peak getting beat by Timpview last week. That was a bit of a surprise in and of itself.
So tonight they come into, really both teams that they lost to were
good team.
Phenomenal teams,
yeah.
right? Bishop Gorman, number 2 in the nation.
Exactly,
so.
Yeah. Neither loss is a bad loss. Let's just put it that way. It's just they so happen to both be coming in with a 1-1 record each. But these are two teams you expect to see on the turf up at Rice Eccles Stadium at the end of the year.
Well, let's talk about, I guess, specific players to watch from each team.
Well, we got Cash Dillon down here, number 32. He's actually been out most of the season. He's been out the first 2 games of the season. He is their star defensive end for Corner Canyon, wearing number 32 in that Navy jersey. He was questionable coming into tonight's game. He just recently committed to the University of Utah. Fantastic football player. You cannot discount also guys like Isaac Wilson, obviously the younger brother of Zach Wilson. His 2 brothers, all the brothers from the Wilson brothers have all gone to BYU. He committed to Utah as well. Then on the opposite side from Lone Peak, I had our good friend Jeff Hansen, who's doing studio work for us tonight on the KSL Sports Zone and KSL Sports Rewind. He sent me a list of about 10 guys who are D1 prospects in their own right on the opposite side. I haven't even scratched the surface of who's playing in this game.
Well, they've just had the coin toss. And I think Lone Peak won, and they will receive to start the game.
Interesting, not deferring the second half like most teams do, but confident in their offense, obviously. And Jackson Blake, their new quarterback this year, really, really good player in his own right. He's got a lot of weapons around him. This should be a game that if one of these two defenses locks down the opposing offense, I'll be surprised to a degree, but at the same time, these are very, very talented squads.
I think the last time Lone Peak beat Corner Canyon was here.
I believe you are correct, yeah.
And they ran all over them.
Yeah,
and that's exactly what they did. They just ran the ball.
Yeah, Corner Canyon just entering the field here. So this should be a fun one, Mark. I'm really excited for tonight's game. This is one of those games that you circle on the calendar every year because it's just these are the 2 of the heavyweights in this state. Really, really good squads, well coached, very disciplined, and just should be a really, really fun game.
Corner Canyon, of course, in the navy blue, white pants, and Lone Peak in the all white with the maroon lettering.
Maroon letters, yeah, maroon numbers, obviously. Nice contrast for us as broadcasters to pick up numbers, obviously. Helps us out quite a bit.
Oh, yeah.
We're nothing if not self-serving.
Well, that's the first thing I look at is how well can I see those numbers out on that field. If we had a spotter, that'd be another thing.
Yes, absolutely.
But, so, Corner Canyon will come out to kick the ball away. We'll wait to see who we've got kicking.
We got a TV game tonight, by the way. I don't know if you can see it across the way there. KJazz 14, their Friday Night Rivals broadcast. So we're having to deal with TV rules in effect tonight. A little different from our typical broadcast. So a little longer breaks and such. But, hey, we'll have fun all the same.
Well, mentioning our sponsors, G2G, helping busy people eat well when they're on the go. G2G makes fresh, healthy, and delicious grab-and-eat food for busy people.
G2G bars are awesome.
They're delicious. You get those at Costco, right?
Costco. You get them at most retailers actually along the Wasatch Front now. They're almost everywhere now, but they are worth every penny. I absolutely love those things.
Well, they're high in protein, and they've got everything else from
gluten-free, all that stuff. Yeah, they're really, really
good.
The best part of local company to boot.
Another sponsor. We've got a lot of local sponsors, actually. Of course, Lone Peak football.
Yep.
This
we are about ready to go.
And who we got kicking off? Is that 37? That is number 37 for Lone Peak. Or for, Corner Canyon. And it is going to get loud here for kickoff. That's going to sail into the Trey Robinson back there to receive the kickoff, but it goes back for a touchback.
That was a kick that was flirting with going out of bounds there. Got away with it, though. Get in the corner of the end zone there.
Igloo Outfitters. The coziest wearable sleeping bag has you covered during those chilly days and nights. Worry no more about the weather and watch your favorite team in comfort with Igloo Outfitters. So remember, it starts to get cold. Go to iglooOutfitters.com. That's Igloo with a U. As it is give to Wild. Wild will pick up about 3 yards on that carry. Not a whole lot going for him.
Jackson Bueller leading the host of Chargers there as they came in to clean up the tackle there. But decent gain on first down here for that Lone Peak offense. You'll see them trying to establish the run really early on. I know they play with more of a spread offense. They really like to run it, though.
Jackson Blake in the gun with the two running backs lined up back there. Wild, one of them, and it's another give to Wild. Wild, again. He'll get what he can. It looks like he's going to pick up another 3, and it'll be third down and 4 yards.
So what you want to do is pick up those yards that obviously get you ahead of the chains here. Third and very manageable here for this Lone Peak offense. Gary Trowbridge, their offensive coordinator, his playbook's got to be wide open right now with all kinds of options for this 3rd and 4.
Also in the backfield for the Knights is Gabriel Tom, number 21. And the Corner Canyon crowd gets loud. Got some. Is that going to be a false start there, Jake?
I believe so. Lone Peak hopped. They tried to catch him with the count, but Corner Canyon, to their credit, stayed set. Meanwhile, Lone Peak's lineman lost the count and false start. That's going to cost them. Going to get 3rd and long here instead of what was a very 3rd and manageable.
It'll be about a 3rd and 8.
Yeah, it's unfortunate because the offensive line, when you get down on those stances, you get stuck there and you're like, okay, let's go. And you sometimes you lose track of the count. It happens.
Well, definitely a passing down here. Blake looks to pass. Has to release it quickly. Down the left sideline, intended for Trey Robinson, incomplete.
Yeah, Jackson Bueller coming right off that edge after him, getting right in his face. He just had to uncork that one. Fortunately, Robinson, that ball was not inbounds, gave him a chance to catch it. Force a punt.
Hey, doTERRA is a proud sponsor of Lone Peak football. doTERRA's products help athletes around the world maintain the highest level of health and wellness. Learn more about how you can up your health and wellness game at doTERRA.com. It's number 32 back to kick 92. That's Cade Daly. Maybe gets across the 50 there on a bounce.
Yeah, it's going to be by an inch if it did. I was right at the 50, so we're going to be right at midfield here. First look at Isaac Wilson, the Utah commit here at quarterback for Corner Canyon. By the way, this Corner Canyon roster loaded. Guys like Bo Tate on the defensive side of the football committed to Baylor. Isaiah Garcia committed to Utah. We already mentioned Cash Dillon in our open. Star defensive end committed to Utah. A lot of talent on the field tonight for the Chargers.
And so 1st and 10 from the 50-yard line. Wilson looking to pass. And he's going to go downtown. Oh, looked like it was intended there for Bo Tate.
Yeah, it's Krishan Lee, excuse me.
I got to pull up my other. I don't have a number 3 on this roster. Let's see the other one.
Unfortunately, that pass was kind of in between the two.
Wasn't it number 3?
It is a number 3. They said the PA said it was Krishan Lee, and that looks like Krishan Lee from my perspective. I don't know.
They don't even have a
I don't know.
On their roster, they don't have it.
So it It very well could be Bo Tate.
Well, and what's funny is they handed off to number 17, and 17's not on their roster, but on my roster here, I still don't have a number 17. You know what? We're just going to say numbers, unless we know for sure.
We know that number 1's the quarterback, and that's Isaac Wilson.
I actually specifically went and scanned their barcode because they said, "Hey, I'm like, oh, that'll be a current one." Not quite, and it's Take Care with the catch and the first down.
Take Care, their leading receiver, has 19 receptions on the season, already 348 yards. That makes it 20. Nice conversion for first down there. Chargers rocking and rolling all of a sudden.
All it takes is one pass, right?
Yep.
And catch. Isaac. Going to keep it here. Around the right side. And he'll pick up about 5 yards on that carry.
That's going to be important for Isaac Wilson to keep that ball and obviously keep the defense honest so that way they can't tee off on these running backs. He may not be as fleet-footed as his older brother Zach was in high school. He's still got plenty of speed, though, to pick up those yards and obviously making it second. And that's going to be a long 4 there. Is that 6-yard pickup?
Yeah, about a 6-yard pickup. You're right.
Look at this bunch formation here.
Give to number 17, and he will push forward for a first down. Brady.
Oh, so it is Brighton Brady. They haven't listed number 7 on their roster. He's wearing number 17 in this game. So
I can fix that.
Yeah, get us a pen real
quick.
We'll fix that one real fast.
I'm going to change that to a 7.
Yeah, Brady, their leading rusher on the season, just 76 yards on the year. But this is an offense more known for its wide-open passing attack. But he's a hard-nosed runner. He picked up nice yardage there to convert it for a first down.
Well, and one thing you'll notice with Corner Canyon is they've got duplicate numbers for the jerseys, depending on if you're offense or defense, and so.
Yeah, Coach Kerr unhappy with his offense there. Took too long getting the play call into his players, and he's upset with having to call an early timeout here. We'll take a break.
And we're back after that quick break. Still here in the first quarter as Lone Peak had, of course, started with the ball, and they went 3 and out.
And it looks like they were 3rd and 4 there, as you recall. They had 2 good runs on 1st and 2nd down. Then they had that false start, and then they bring a blitz off the edge. Those are self-inflicted wounds as a coach that you look at and say, "What? We missed out on that, obviously." 3rd and 4 versus 3rd and 9 are 2 very different downs and distances and chances of converting for a first down.
Well, and these 2 programs coached by some of the best coaches in the state in Brockbank and
Coach Kerr.
Kerr. Brockbank's been at Lone Peak. Is this
7 years?
Is it 7 years?
Yep. I think just as long as Coach Kerr's been at Corner Canyon as well. We got a delay. Oh no, we're waiting on. I'm not sure what we're waiting on. I think we have a white hat trying to figure things out as well. But here we go.
Play clock's at 4, 3, and he gets it off. Wilson to pass. And going for the end zone. Kerr, intended for Kerr, incomplete, out of bounds.
Yeah, had Kerr been able to break a little earlier, that might have had a better chance. Bot Mulatalo wearing number 0 here on the near side on the defensive line there for Lone Peak. He was about a step away from getting to Wilson on that play. He's got 3 sacks on the year already, leads Lone Peak in tackles. He is a legitimate D1 prospect. He's got all the size and ability that you could want in a D lineman. Had a conversation with somebody earlier this week who said that they look at him like, this kid's no doubt going to be high-level Power 5 type.
Well, you look at the size of him compared to the rest of the linemen, too, and he's a D end. So he's got the speed as Wilson looks to pass again. And this time intended for, that is number 5, as Braden Iyer.
Good job by C.J. Rubel coming up and making the tackle there, not allowing him to get any yards after the catch, but a nice completion all the same, and another conversion for a first down for Corner Canyon.
They'll have a chance for another first down, but the big plays they do is this is a handoff.
It's to Brighton again.
To Brady.
Jackson Arrington coming up and making the tackle, cutting his legs out from underneath him after that gain. Makes it 2nd and 7 here after gaining a 3.
So again, Wilson in the gun, and Brady lined up to the left side of him. Calling out audibles as he'll look to pass. And pass and catch. Touchdown, Boston Snow.
Great route combination, that like kind of skinny post look, and he fires it in there. That showed off the arm talent that a guy like Isaac Wilson's got. Converts it, and we have our first points of the night going to Corner Canyon.
And so they'll look to add to this.
We have a gong going off? I like that.
I heard a gong. Take care to hold, unless that's Bronson Evans. It's another number 2. I think that was Evans, wasn't it?
I believe it was Evans, yeah. I don't know. With the duplicate numbers anymore, it's almost impossible.
How do you do that?
They think they're a college program or something.
You just have to know. You have to know. Yeah, but what if he comes in and plays quarterback? That means Kerr can't.
Exactly, you have to adjust. Yeah, that's the thing about that. You have to have very specifically. They do it in the college game all the time. Any number essentially under the number 40 mark anymore in college programs, you have to have specific. Okay, this guy can be on certain formations and certain special teams because they know that you can't have duplicate numbers on the field at any given time. So it's a very delicate balance you have to strike there with duplicate numbers.
All right, so they will come out to kick. And this is number 37. And if I'm correct, that is Jake Rowe.
All right, because Preston Rasmussen's been their kicker most of the year, at least coming into this game that I had on my roster. So, interesting.
Well, again, their numbers have not been...
Not synced up very well.
I mean, I would say Preston Rasmussen, he's the one that shows as the kicker.
Exactly.
I'm going to say it's Rasmussen, wouldn't you?
They're kicking to that corner.
We'll take this one at the about the 10-yard line.
Robinson,
and he breaks one. He's across the 40. Robinson out to the 44-yard line.
Robinson didn't have to make any moves. He just went right up that seam there, had just a wide open hole. Looked like for a minute he was going to break into the open field and close down, but a fantastic field position here at the 44-yard line for Lone Peak to start this drive.
This game brought to you by Tire Factory Point S. No stress with Point S Tire and Auto Service. Tire Factory Point S in American Fork. 1st and 10 from their own 44-yard line. Blake gives to... That was a give to Tom. And maybe a gain of 1.
We got an official's timeout here. Yeah, gain of 1.5 there, really?
Yeah, 1.5. We'll say a long 8. 2nd and a long 8.
Bo Tate is wearing these yellow gloves. He's a Baylor commit. I'm sure those are Baylor colored gloves. When he flashes his hands, I'm thinking it's a white, the yellow, like for a penalty flag.
Oh, it's throwing you off.
Yeah.
Blake to pass. Going deep. Can't quite get there. Get to him. He was, of course, covered, and that was overthrown.
Yeah, Moke Gabrielson on the coverage there. Just right on his hip, right in the entire way. Great coverage by, Moke Gabrielson, with the coverage there.
Intended for Mayberry.
Keep an eye on Mayberry. He's got game-breaking ability. I wouldn't be surprised if they try and get him at some point tonight on a deep ball.
As we are under 7 minutes to go here in the first quarter. Wild in the backfield with Blake. Blake in the gun here. 3rd and long. And he is hit.
Jackson Bueller. Yeah, Jackson Bueller coming off that edge once again, delivering quite a blow to Blake. Unfortunately, no receiver in the vicinity of that ball as it came out of his hand.
So that'll bring up 4th down, and they will come in to punt this one away again.
Yeah, Corner Canyon's found something off that edge. Jackson Bueller, for whatever reason, they have not adjusted that. Speaking of Lone Peak in terms of their offensive line, Bueller's come unabated off the edge at least 3 times in this game so far.
Okay, Daly back to pump this one away. Decent punt this time, and a fair catch is called, and he muffs it. But I think he actually may have jumped back on it.
It looked like he did initially, but you never know in those scrums. Okay, he did get it back. Okay.
Well, it looked like Lone Peak did come away with it,
had a chance
but
for a second,
I think it popped free, and he was able to get back on it.
Yeah, Drew Whatcott, lucky to get that ball back. Those are the ones that your coach comes off the side. He's going to come over to the side, and the coach will be like, "What are you doing, dude?"
Now, this game brought to you by Ideal Kitchen and Bath. Do it once, do it right at Ideal Kitchen and Bath.
Yeah, your coach is going to tell you if you can't secure that ball, just let it go.
Wilson in the gun. Brady in the backfield there with him as he calls out an audible. And he'll look to pass. And he will air this out, intended for Care, but don't know if it was a little miscommunication. Almost looked like he was trying to set up a screenplay, but Lone Peak snipped.
Yeah, Drew Gunnarsson, number 20 down there, he blew it all up. He came around that edge, almost got to Wilson, and Wilson was able to step up into that pocket. Had he not, that play may have been blown up in the backfield because Gunnarsson was coming right off that edge.
So this will make it a 2nd and 10 for the Chargers.
Interesting adjustment here from Lone Peak. They've gone to more of a, well, it's back to their 4-3 alignment. That last play, they were down in a 3-down alignment. There's the screen right there.
Who are they saying it is?
Saying Trayshawn Blake. That can't be right unless he's wearing number 3 tonight all of a sudden because he's been wearing number 8, I believe. Let's see.
What number is he? Krishan Lee.
We're number 8 typically right here. I've got him on
so
my
he is number 3.
Apparently, yeah. You know,
okay, well, we'll make another correction here, won't we?
Bob Mulatalo and Gunnarsson almost getting there once again, but take care, breaking free.
Take care, breaking a tackle across the 40, and he'll be drugged down around the 34-yard line.
That is an incredible play there by Wilson to get that ball out, and obviously Care breaking those tackles there. Great play, and now Corner Canyon just like that across the 50 and in scoring territory.
Well, not only is he a possession receiver, but he showed some strength there.
He's not the biggest guy, but he's strong.
He made a move, broke a tackle, and then finally gets drug out of bounds there at the 34, as this will be 1st and 10 for the Chargers. And it is a play action, thrown back across there. Brady, following his blocking, touchdown, Chargers. And just like that, they're up 2 touchdowns. I don't see, do you see a flag?
We got a flag on the far side over here. What's going to call
it?
But what a screen development. That's like a reverse screen setup. His lineman got out in front of him and cleared the way, and Brian Brady housed it, but unfortunately these guys are walking back as if it's on Corner Canyon. We'll see what the call is here.
Well,
that was a great play design by Coach Care.
A hold, which 10 yards from there.
Waiting call here.
It's going to make it a 1st and 17.
Yeah, block in the back.
1st and 18. So repeat the down, 18 yards.
From 6 points to 1st and 18. Three-down look here once again from this Lone Peak defense. They typically don't drop out of their 4-down alignment. They must have seen something on film to say, you know what, we're going to drop to 3-man. They're going to bring in linebacker, looks like, though.
Wilson to pass. And again, airing it out deep. Caught. Looking touchdown.
Wow, Boston Snow. Great job there on adjusting to that ball in the air and collecting it for the touchdown. 1st and 18 and houses it for 6 just like that. Corner Canyon goes up 2 scores.
2 touchdowns for Snow tonight already.
Yeah, he came into this game, 2 receptions, 12 yards. Well, you know what?
2 receptions, 2 touchdowns.
He just added to that stat total real quick. Nice touchdown there. Great throw, by the way, by Isaac Wilson once again.
The extra point will get blocked, and so it'll be Corner Canyon 13, Lone Peak nothing. KSL Sports Rewind, brought to you by Heidemann Associates. As Mark Winterton, Jake Hatch joining me. Corner Canyon, a couple quick touchdowns.
Looking like a buzzsaw right now. Isaac Wilson's looking like the quarterback everybody expects him to be when he goes to the college level right now. Slicing and dicing this Lone Peak defense. And Boston Snow, as we mentioned, came into this game, 2 receptions, 12 yards. Well, he's probably got close to 60 yards and 2 touchdowns already tonight on 2 receptions.
And so they will come out to kick this one off. Who did we decide was the kicker?
Rasmussen until we're told otherwise.
Rasmussen.
So we don't have his number on the roster. Rasmussen was the kicker listed on their roster, like 3 different rosters I looked at, too. With, by the way, 2 different numbers also.
And they're going to kick an onside kick. Mason Thorpe there to save the day for the Knights.
Heads up play by Thorpe there to realize, hey, that's that ball. I got to go get it because that was placed almost perfectly there on that kickoff. That's a really, really nice decision there by Corner Canyon trying to steal a possession back.
And so it'll be 1st and 10 for the Knights to see if they can get some offense going.
Still not seen Cash Dillon tonight. We saw him go out there for the coin toss, but it does not look like he has been cleared to play because we have not seen him play yet on defense here.
Jackson Blake to pass. Releases across the middle. It's complete to Logan Hoffhines.
Solid pickup on 1st down there. Quick 5 on the little stick route by Hoffhines.
That'll make it 2nd and 5 here. We have a lot of offenses that they'll run this no huddle. But they still call the play from the sideline, as this one's a give to Wild, and he'll get maybe 1, fighting for every little bit he could.
I don't know if you heard the PA guy just right there. He said, Bo Tate made the tackle. He said, Bo, way better than my dad, Tate. Of course, Steve Tate, his dad, the former Utah legend at safety. Bo making the transfer from Corner Canyon this year from Skyline.
Yeah, I was going to say, he played at Skyline last year. Blake to pass. Across the middle, and it's caught. Across the 40, the 30, down to the 20, and he'll be tackled, brought down. They're going to mark this one at the 13-yard line. Great catch there. I think that was number
Seth
11.
Haskett. Yeah, Seth Haskett with the reception there. That was a dangerous throw into multiple blue jerseys around him. Gets away with it. And Haskett, to his credit, starts just running upfield and just dragging guys with him. Great gain, and suddenly we have the best field position of the night for the Knights.
Inside the red zone, Blake will give to Wild. Wild trying to find blocking. And he'll get 4 yards on that.
Solid pickup for Wild. I'm just not sure why he was dancing there. He made a little cut if you saw that as he got that ball. He needs to drive forward. His offensive line opened a really, really nice seam for him. Just drive forward on that. Don't dance in the hole.
So it'll be 2nd and 6 for the Knights. Charger student body getting loud.
Gotta be aware of the clock here, 4 seconds.
Blake to pass. Airs this one up. Intended for Haskett, incomplete.
Not sure that was the original intended receiver on that play, but as things were developing, he just tried to get it over that linebacker into the back of the end zone there for Haskett, just a little too far out
Did
in
Bueller
front.
get his hand on that?
I think it didn't look like it changed all that much trajectory. If it did, it might have been fingertip.
Yeah, I shouldn't have said a hand. It was more.
It would have been like grazed it, yeah. May have been just enough, though.
3rd and 6. Blake again in the gun. And he'll look to pass as it's a screenplay for Wild. Wild dragging players, stays on his feet. He's got a first down.
Great job by Wild there keeping his feet. That's not easy when you have guys chopping your legs 3 different times. It felt like he's going to come off for a blow because he took about 3 different shots to his lower leg there. Really good job by him keeping those legs churning, obviously picking up that first down, making it 1st and goal here.
So 1st and goal from the 6-yard line. Wild steps out of the game as Boston Hill comes in. And the crowd gets loud. Blake to pass. Goes up. And it's caught. Touchdown. Jaden Mayberry.
Yeah, Mayberry with a fantastic route there. Kind of a modified fade route that was kind of thrown short in a way, kind of back shoulder almost. But Mayberry goes up and collects it while getting dragged to the ground, might I add. Probably would have drawn a flag if the official hadn't seen him catch the ball. But, hey, all the same, 6 points and a touchdown.
Chargers scored twice here in this first period.
Nice response, though, by Lone Peak here.
And now Lone Peak looking for a chance to add the extra point. Adam Connors to kick. Connors' kick is up. Looks good, and it is. And they're down by 6. We're back after this quick break. And we are back as the Knights add a touchdown. And so they're down by 6. Connors to kick. Going to land about the 2-yard line,
wow.
Taken by Brady. And Brady finds some blocking upfield across the 25, and he'll be gang tackled.
Good job by Brighton Brady finding a seam there, but good job by the coverage team from Lone Peak to close up that hole real quick there. By the way, did you know how high that kick got from Connors?
Super high.
That's a special team coordinator's dream, to have a kick go that high. That hang time is what they are always looking for.
But credit to the Chargers. Great blocking.
Well, yeah, Brighton Brady found a seam, you're right. And Corner Canyon got great field position out of it. They're on, the 27 here. Even the offensive linemen have those play calls, those play sheets on their arms. This is awesome.
And it's a give to Brady. Upfield for about 9.
Yeah, Gunnarsson tried to bring him down, was unable to do so, and it ended up being cleaned up there by, I think it was number 8.
8 that brought him down, Arrington.
Yeah, it was an Arrington, you're right. Ended up cleaning it up. But, hey, gain of 9 on first down, you'll take that every time.
Yeah, 2nd and 1. Makes it easy. Watch Wilson air this one out as he drops back to pass. And he is going to get sacked in the backfield.
Bob Mulatalo doing his thing off that edge. That's his 4th sack of the season, just 3 games in. He is an absolute menace off the edge there. If you're Isaac Wilson, you got to be aware of that dude at all times. You got to identify number 0 every single time. They may need to send an extra guy to block him. They cannot keep him off the quarterback if they're going to go just single man trying to block him. Preston Nagel's a really good right tackle who's out there at right tackle for Corner Canyon, but Bob Mulatalo's next level.
Well, he came in really almost untouched.
And that's like the 3rd or 4th time he's come around that edge. And to Wilson's credit, before that, he's been able to get that ball out early enough. That time held on to a count too long, and Bott was on him. And we got a timeout.
Timeout. Chargers will take one as well. KSL Sports Rewind. It's Lone Peak football as they are on defense. 3rd and 9 here for the Chargers. Wilson will look to pass. And it's Mulatalo right there on him. He has to get it away, intended for care.
I know we don't count hurries in terms of official statistics at the high school level. That's got to be the 3rd hurry I can count from Bob Mulatalo already tonight.
I think they do have hurries on Max Pratt.
Do they have for Max Pratt? Okay, but look at that. He comes around the edge. Preston Nagel at right tackle is a Division I prospect in and of himself. Bob Mulatalo's making him look silly right now.
Oh, yeah. Wilson didn't have any time.
No, and that's the thing. They're going to have to bring somebody to chip Bob Mulatalo or try and double team him.
Or at least bring a running back over. Someone to slow him down because he is absolutely killing them. Not the best punt in the world, but a fair catch by
Matthias Nawahine.
Nawahine, there we go.
Yep. Their star cornerback, Nawahine, is one of their lockdown guys on the edge. Really good player.
I liked listening to you say it last year. That's why I knew you had
Nawahine.
Yep. Nawahine.
If I'm not mistaken, I think it's his cousin is a running back for BYU, Enoch, former Utah State running back, funny enough, transferred to BYU.
So it'll be first down for the Knights. As I was mentioning, Igloo Outfitters. If you go onto their website, igloooutfitters.com, enter Rewind, you get a $20 off. Igloo Outfitters, don't miss the moments. They've got sleeping bags, all that kind of stuff. It's a give to Wild. Wild finds some room around the outside, cuts it in, and he's got 9.
Hey, we're going to use this pun a lot tonight. Brooks Wild, running wild. Because that was a really nice run by him, finding that seam and exploiting it for 8 yards.
So on 2nd and 1, they look to pass. Blake airs it out. Pass complete to Hoffhines. I hope I'm saying that one right.
You are. Hoffhines is correct. Great drag route across the middle there by Hoffhines, right at the sticks, converting it for a first down and giving him a new set of downs here. Interested. Sorry, go ahead, Mark.
I was just going to say, as they're waiting for the play to come in, everyone's standing out around there looking at the sideline.
Well, that's just kind of how this day and age of high school football is. You mentioned they don't huddle. They line up, look to the sideline, get their call, and then they go.
Does that prepare them for college at all?
It does, absolutely.
Another give to Wild. Wild slicing and dicing, and he'll get 4. I'm going to give him 4 on that carry.
Really nice run there. Roman Kaywood, who's committed to Boise State with the tackle there in the end, but he had to ride him quite a ways to get him down to the ground there. Really, really solid run by Wild. Yeah, I didn't mention Kaywood in our open. He's another Division I prospect.
It's going to be the end of the first quarter. Corner Canyon up by 6. We're back to start the second quarter here. You are watching Lone Peak Football on Rewind Sports Network, KSLSports.com. It's brought to you by Heidemann & Associates and presented by G2G Bar, along with some of our sponsors, Tech9, Tech Happily with Tech9, where Utah goes from custom software development, and Tile Ram. Start your remodel right with dust-free demolition at Tile Ram. It's going to be 2nd and 6 here for the Knights in Charger territory.
Yeah, it's been a nice response. If you're just joining us, you missed 2 early touchdowns for Corner Canyon. Looked like they weren't going to be stopped, but Lone Peak, to their credit, has battled back, punched in a touchdown on the last possession, and have a nice drive put together right now as we kind of wait the TV timeout still to be wrapping up here.
Oh, is that what we're waiting for?
We got the guy down here on the field. Usually in college they're wearing that red hat, but he's wearing a black hat and shorts and a T-shirt out there.
You know, so 3 games. 3 games we've called so far this year. All of them, we've been staring at the beautiful Wasatch Mountains.
Hey, you can't beat it. I had a buddy who actually was here in town recently, was like, hey, this is what everybody tells me Denver's like. Yes, it is. Denver, the mountains are shrouded in pollution miles and miles and miles away, because you're out on the plains there in Denver. Like, he came to Salt Lake City, he's like, the mountains are right here. I'm like, yes, they are.
Yeah. We're so much better than Denver.
You go to Denver, and everyone's like, hey, let's go up to the mountains. It's like, yeah, you're going to have to drive an hour and a half to get there in the first place, but hey.
Yeah, it's a 20-minute drive. I took my wife out of Salt Lake, and that's the thing that she misses the most, is the fact that she can drive right. I'm like, we're close to the mountains where we live, but
you're not too far away.
No. I don't have a neighbor in a mile, but
that's the dream right there.
So on 2nd and 6, Blake loses control of the ball. He will get rid of it. He got outside of the box, no flag.
Good thing he got rid of it when he did, because Sam Chandler was coming off that edge and nearly had him wrapped up for a big, big loss there.
So that'll bring up a 3rd and 6 for the Knights.
Yeah, Sam Chandler, funny enough, he is a defensive end for this team, but he's got the only interception on the season for this Corner Canyon defense.
Was it returned for a touchdown?
It was not.
But just that snap was right at Blake's
Yeah,
feet.
it's got that. He's going to be telling the center, get that snap up. I got to have it in the numbers. There you go.
And a give to Wild. Wild, he's got room to run. He's close to the first, and this may be...
Maybe about a yard short, it looks like.
I thought he got across that 35-yard line.
He was driving forward. Here's the thing with officials, sometimes they'll give you that forward momentum, but it really depends on their interpretation of that rule in terms of the forward momentum. Because you're right, it seemed at one point that he was near that 34.
And they are going to go for it on fourth and two. And it is. It's fourth down territory, and it's going to be a pass. Blake will be sacked in the backfield. Turnover on downs. Chargers take over on their own 45-yard line.
Excuse me, Caden Bonham coming off the edge, beating his man one-on-one there, picking up a huge sack, giving him a lot of momentum for the Chargers now. That's a missed opportunity for Lone Peak, but a huge defensive play for Bonham and the Chargers defense.
At 2 yards, they've been able to pound out a couple of yards every time on the run.
Mm-hmm. But a huge play there by Bonham, beating his man one-on-one and getting a huge sack there.
So 1st and 10, here comes Wilson.
See if they can make this momentum last.
Wilson going to get in trouble.
Gunnarsson with a great sack off the edge. I think there's going to be a holding call on that edge as well. Gunnarsson just ducked underneath the block there. I think the lineman grabbed the back of his jersey as he was getting by him.
Or was it Mulatalo getting
Somebody on that left edge was getting held up. Gunnarsson was coming off the edge while Mulatalo was also doing it.
I think Mulatalo had a hard time getting there because I think he was being
Somebody's
held.
getting called for holding here, I can tell you that much. Yep, there we go. And they'll take the yardage there. Oh, they're going to decline it. Interesting. So they're going to go 2nd and 15 versus first and would have been probably, first and 20 some odd?
25.
Yeah. Interesting decision there by Coach Brockmink to decline it, but he must trust his defense enough to get after him again. Here's the thing. Gunnarsson and Mulatalo, I'd keep bringing them off that edge until they force an adjustment.
Well, they're only running a 3-man front.
And they've adjusted.
They're bringing a blitz here.
Yeah, they typically go with a 4-man alignment in their typical defense, and we got
Tear goes
feet.
down, and he wants a flag.
I think it was just a tangled feet situation. They were both kind of in the vicinity. I think their feet got tangled. Good no call by the officials there.
Looked like it was Easton Anderson on the coverage there.
Anderson, yeah.
Was the ball tipped at the line?
Oh, I didn't see that. I think it was the Lone Peak video crew correcting us. There was a tip ball, so obviously there's no harm, no foul in that case, because when the ball's tipped, fair game at that point to hit anybody.
That wouldn't matter then at all. I don't think it was a pass interference anyway.
I think his feet got tangled there.
Well, so the decline on that hold, now all of a sudden they've got 3rd and 15. Knights in situation to get the ball back here. Wilson to pass. He's got time. He releases it. Airs that one out.
Ooh.
I think it was intended. Is that intended for Snow?
Yeah, for Snow, who's got 2 touchdowns tonight already. Here's the thing. I love Isaac Wilson's arm. He has a tendency at times to get a little gambling mentality, and that was one that had the safety got a better read on a jump on that ball, very well may have been picked off.
Rasmussen comes out to punt the ball away. Back to receive is number 2. That's
Nawahine.
And this punt will take a Knights bounce.
Yeah, not the best punt in the world. Obviously, bouncing backwards, you don't want that. But good field position here for Lone Peak as they start their next series. By the way, you have that turnover on downs there. No harm, no foul. Your defense bailed you out. That's a big win for the Lone Peak defense. We'll take a timeout with the crew.
10:49 left to go here in the second quarter. Chargers on top here, 13-7, but the Knights with the ball back on their own 33-yard line.
Yeah, it was a crazy sequence there. Obviously, the turnover on downs, big sack for Corner Canyon. You're thinking, okay, can they capitalize on this momentum? Credit to the Lone Peak defense. They did a really good job. Ryan Denny, one of the best defensive coordinators for my money in the state, had his guys ready to go. They get the ball back on just a 3-and-out there. Really, really well done by that Lone Peak defense bailing out their offense.
Tonight's game is brought to you by Heidemann Associates. Heidemann Associates has it's a flat rate law firm that completely focused on you. Get a free consultation by calling 801-472-7742 or go to utah.law to find the office nearest you. That's Heidemann Associates. Pass complete. That was to Hoffhines. And that's a first down for the Knights.
Nice corner out there by Hoffhines, breaking it off a little early there. Finding himself wide open. Great throw there also by Blake to fire it in there.
So 1st and 10 from their own 49-yard line. Blake in the gun. Wild lined up next to him. And it's a give to Wild. Wild finding his blocking, being patient there, and he'll pick up. They're going to give him 8. 9, 8.
I'm really liking Wild's vision right now. He's patient. He's obviously looking for those seams. Once he hits it right now, he's really just jamming it up there. That pickup of 8, really, really nicely done. Suddenly Lone Peak's in business.
Yeah, 2nd and 2 now into Charger territory. And it's another, play action here. He'll release this one. Close to a first. We'll see where they mark it.
First down yardage. Who's the receiver out there?
That was number 10.
Is that Robinson? Yeah, it's Robinson.
Yeah,
their leading receiver on the season coming into this game. He's one of the really, really more underrated receivers in the state right now. You don't hear a lot about his name, but he's really, really good there. And great job by him, by the way, securing that ball and absorbing that hit.
So it'll be 1st and 10 now here for the Knights. On their own 41-yard line here. Blake in the gun.
Corner Canyon for you.
Oh, yeah. And it's a give to Wild. Wild making guys miss. And, of course, just doing the work here. Following his blocking, he'll pick up 4.
Great job there by Wild, obviously, because he easily could have stretched that out and tried to move it down the sideline. He just said, you know what, I'm going to plant my foot in the ground and drive upfield, rewarded with a 5-yard pickup there.
So it'll be 2nd and 5 here now for the Knights.
Wild comes off after losing his helmet on that play.
Ooh, Lone Peak football brought to you by Black Desert. Remarkable within reach with Black Desert.
If you have not seen that golf course down in southern Utah, you are missing out. It's an absolute jewel. Going to have LPGA and PGA events at it.
Let's give to Hill. And he'll pick up a few yards.
A nice job by Hill.
Brings up a 3rd and 2.
Yep, very manageable down in distance here. Obviously, all kinds of options here. Wouldn't be surprised to see some sort of play action. Easily could just hand it off to Hill again. He got picked up 3 last time.
Blake again in the gun. Under 9 minutes left to go here in the first half. And we get movement.
No, we got a timeout from Coach Brockbank.
Brockbank taking a timeout. We will as well.
Oh, excuse me. We have a flag down. We do have a flag down. Excuse me. See what the call is here, so we will hold off for just a minute.
I think Brockbank still wants a timeout. So we're going to go ahead and take that one as well. Finish that one. Oh, and we're back. 8:34 left to go here in the second quarter. Yes, it looked like, and we were kind of talking about this, but I think Knights wanted a timeout to get Wild back into the game on this 3rd and 2.
Coach Kerr having a discussion down here with the officials. Not sure what about exactly, but...
So whatever the flag was, they waved it off.
Yes.
Nothing. A lot of movement on the defensive line here.
There's not a single defender more than 6 yards off that ball.
Play action, and if he's going to air this one out, intended for, that is nope, not Robinson. That was Hoffhines.
Yeah, Hoffhines intended there. You can face guard in high school football, but I felt like that might have got away with one a little bit there.
So we find Lone Peak find themselves back in the same situation they did last
almost the exact
series.
Same
4th and 2.
Spot of the field.
Yeah. Everything. Last time they passed it, though.
Don't overthink this. There's number 24
Early
right
save.
there. Give it to number 24.
But look at the box.
I know. I'm telling you, there's not a man more than 5 yards off the ball here.
They're expecting to give to Wild.
They tried. They had the same thing last 3rd and 2. They went with that deep ball. We'll see what happens here and call another timeout.
Lone Peak wants a timeout. Well, we'll take one as well. And so we're back here with Lone Peak football. 4th and 2 now. 4th and 2. They're down by 6. Keeping where in the first quarter all of a sudden it was 2 scores by Corner Canyon.
You and I have done enough Lone Peak games over the years, Mark. Where is that I formation, that power I they've had for so many years? We haven't seen that tonight.
Oh, who was the big guy?
They had the linebacker. I can't remember. Luke Durfee, yes. He was an absolute machine in that I formation. That's what you need in this scenario.
It's Blake in the gun with Wild lined up next to him. And Blake will pass it. He's going to air this one out. Robinson right in his breadbasket, but the defender right on him.
Keaton Adamson, I believe, on the coverage there. Another one, face guard in there. It gets away with it. There's no call there, obviously, and there are going to be shouts for it, but that was a really, really nice pass. You got to go up and get it. You get your hands on that ball, you got to bring it down.
So again, Chargers taking over on the turnover on downs on their own 33-yard line. Wilson to pass, and he's going to, tuck and run. Tuck and run across the 40, the 45, down to the 47-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Chargers.
Jackson Arrington finally bringing him down after that nice pickup. Nice QB draw call there. Really, really nicely done. Play design there by Coach Kerr.
Wilson to pass again here. Quick pass to, I think that was to Kerr. Going to be a loss of 1 on that.
Is that Nawahine? Oh, maybe Jaden Mayberry on the tackle there. Really, really nice done by him from a safety spot to come up, see that developing, and to chop it down immediately. Loss of 2 on the play, it looks like. Going to be a long one, I guess, 2nd and 11.
That is a long one.
So right between those 2 hash marks, kind of the funny thing about this.
Wilson, blitzed. He gets it off to Brady. Brady finds some room upfield. Following his blocking. Across the 20, the 10. Touchdown, Chargers.
What another great screen design there by the Lone Peak, by the Corner Canyon offense there. Offensive lineman getting out in front of him, and he had one man to beat, gets the block, and he's off to the races at that point. Very nice play design, and obviously it yields a touchdown. By the way, Brady could have had 2 of them tonight. Had another one earlier on in the game not been called back due to that holding. It was blocking the back call, excuse me.
I was impressed with the speed on that lineman that was
Very
out there in
nicely
front.
done, yes. Great play design, and obviously scoring. That's a really, really good play there.
So Rasmussen to add the extra point. That kick is up. It looks good, it is. So it's Corner Canyon 20, Lone Peak 7. We're back after this quick break. Lone Peak football on Rewind Sports Network. Right here on KSLSports.com. I'm Mark Winterton. Jay Katz joining me in tonight's game here at Corner Canyon High School. Lone Peak coming in, trying to beat this number 1. It's Corner Canyon. Where are they ranked in the state? They number 2.
They're number 1.
They're number 1. The return across the 20 will be. So the Knights will take over on their own 21-yard line there. Robinson on the return.
All right, that was a little bit of gut punch there to have that touchdown for Corner Canyon. We'll see what Lone Peak can do here. They've had their chances on offense. Only 7 points to show for it so far tonight, though. They need to start scoring.
As the offense makes their way out, again, Lone Peak football brought to you by LGCY Power.
Legacy Power.
Is that what it is?
Yes.
Well,
take out the vowels, you know.
Legacy Power, smart energy solutions for a better future. And Walmart. Save money, live better at Walmart. Blake to pass, and he just passed a little too late to Wild. Wild had started blocking, thinking that Blake was going to scramble out of the pocket there.
Give a shout out to Tony Haungatel there on defensive line for Corner Canyon, forcing the action right up the middle of that pocket there, right into Blake's face. Haungatel is just a fun name to say also.
2nd and 10 for the Knights. Blake to pass. And he releases, interception. This one picked off. That's Brock White.
Great job by Brock White. Awful decision by Jackson Blake to throw that into coverage there. Huge turnover for Corner Canyon. Momentum all on their side right now. Can they make it 3-score lead? And I wouldn't be surprised if they go deep right now. On the 40 going in here. Keep an eye on somebody like Noah Care, not Noah Care, the older brother.
Yeah.
Take Care, excuse me, who's obviously playing in this game. Keep an eye on a deep route here.
You know, we haven't seen a whole lot of Tate tonight. It seems like it's been Boston Snow.
Boston Snow's got the 2 touchdowns receiving so far, and obviously really, really nice touch on the last one by Brighton Brady as well on that screen pass.
As Wilson drops
There we
back.
go.
That looked like a hold across the... As he catches that one. Just a perfect pass to Take Care.
He brought it in. What a pass. What a catch. What a touchdown.
Did you
for
see
Corner
Mulatalo,
Canyon.
though, trying to come in?
Almost got there yet again.
That arm just right across his chest. Well, almost his shoulder, neck.
He's got to sell it more. That's the thing.
Got to sell
They tell you as defensive lineman, you got to sell them sometimes to really get it. But hey, what a play design, what a throw, what a catch, and another 6 points for Corner Canyon, just like that.
Beautiful catch.
Yes.
Rasmussen to kick, and you called it, Jake. You called it 100%.
Coach Care, he is a guy that when he feels like the momentum's on his side, he is not afraid to go deep. And when you have a quarterback like Isaac Wilson, you absolutely are going to take advantage of that. And right there, 40-yard touchdown pass, 1 play, 6 points. You'll take it every time.
Tonight's game brought to you by G2G Bar. G2G makes fresh, healthy, and delicious grab-and-eat food for busy people with all natural ingredients. No preservatives, plenty of protein. They're perfect for anyone who needs a quick, tasty, and nutritious boost. The experts who develop and perfect G2G bars are passionate about nutrition, but they also understand that the world's healthiest bars are worthless if they taste like cardboard.
They ain't wrong.
That's a nice way to put it. That's why you'll always find G2G bars in the refrigerator section, made with fresh and familiar ingredients and crafted into delicious combinations that make it fun and easy to eat, healthy, no matter where your busy life takes you. G2G bars are the way to go.
Okay, Mark. So we had a game developing here.
Oh, we did.
Corner Canyon they just took the game and said, you know what? It's ours right now. They lead at 27-7. We got 6:55 to go in the second quarter. It feels like it might be a little bit of a tipping point here already. I know it's still the first half, but Lone Peak's got to start showing something.
Well, Lone Peak had a couple of chances, and instead of running the ball, that's been working, they choose to pass it.
Yeah.
And yeah, if Robinson had hauled that pass in, it changes things, but he didn't. And this is where they're at. As Robinson running into blockers, cannot get to the 25 there.
Oh, unfortunate there. He runs into
his
own man.
Right
there.
at the 25.
Runs into his own man. He thought he was, hey, I'm going to bust it back across the field, and his own guy there, number 2, standing right in his way there. It looks like that was... Is that Nawahine was in his way? Oh, geez. Hopefully not.
Yeah, that's one of those things where it's like, no. Go find a guy to block. Get out of my way. Let me run. Go find a man to block. Then if I run into you, at least I know that you're protecting me from the tackler.
Correct.
1st and 10. Knights from their own 25-yard line, and Blake will give to Wild. And Wild's going to get a couple. Every time.
He falls forward. It's a mark of a good running back there. Great job by Jackson Bueller coming off that edge, though, and dragging him down after a short gain. It would be about 1.5 yards, 2 yards. Bueller's been very, very active in this game. He's been all over the place coming off that edge. He played the outside linebacker spot. Kind of a modified 3-3-5 defense that they run here at Corner Canyon.
As Blake will pass, and it's tipped and intercepted.
Keaton Adamson picking it off after the tip drill.
And so now...
All right, so here's the thing. That's a tip drill interception. That's a no-no as a wide receiver to tip that up, obviously. Keaton Adamson picks it up, and suddenly they've got the ball back on the 29. Wouldn't be surprised with another deep shot here. Keep an eye on it. This is a go for the jugular moment if you're Corner Canyon.
That last one thrown right on the money to Kerr, and he'll put this one up as kind of some interference there.
Yeah, I wonder if his arm got hit on that, because that came out a little weird. It did not have the same trajectory you would have expected it on that route.
Brings up 2nd and 10 here for the Chargers.
But it was one of those ones. They were going for another shot. They're going right to the end zone again.
Wilson to pass again. No, he's going to tuck this one and run. Takes it himself. Going to do it with his feet, and he'll get to the first.
Great job by Mayberry there, obviously upending him, but still first down yardage there. Wilson's got sweet feet, man. He's got the ability to run. He may not be as natural as his older brother Zach was when he was in high school, but he's still got the ability to break it into the open field.
Watching Zach in preseason, he's looking good.
Hey, that's the Aaron Rodgers effect, right?
I really think there's a lot to that.
There is something to it. There's Bob Mulatalo again.
There's the hold.
They're going to get the hold this time. The white hat just couldn't ignore that one. When an offensive lineman is literally in your back pocket, just riding you to the quarterback, yeah, that's a pretty easy indication there's holding going on.
But I agree with you. Mulatalo needs to sell that because they're not.
Did you see? I don't know if you saw him. The hand went up. It's the theatrics as a defensive lineman.
See, I didn't see that. I felt like he was doing everything he could to get to the quarterback. But
his coaches, Brian Danny, who's a former defensive lineman in his own right.
You need to throw that arm up.
Yeah, Brian Danny probably told him on Saturday, hey, Bob, they're not going to call it unless you absolutely sell it. If you have to fall, you have to flop, do whatever you got to do to force the action there, and obviously he gets that call there, making it 1st and 20.
Because I feel like he could almost get that hold call every time.
Well, I told you.
And unless they can't, unless they don't hold him.
Nagel out there right tackle is a Division I prospect. Bob Mulatalo is eating his lunch tonight.
Oh, completely. And you see that almost a false start. And that one is complete.
Tate Care's ability to get open in space is absolutely incredible. He finds a seam in that defense, and obviously Isaac Wilson just fires it in there. Nice pickup, and suddenly they're right back in business, 2nd and 6 here.
Yeah, 14-yard gain there.
Just like that. You go from 1st and 20 to 2nd and 6.
And it's Brady. He's got a first. I was sitting there watching Mulatalo.
Yeah.
You know what? Honestly, that's going to be almost fun matchup.
It's worth
tonight.
watching. We got a lineman down on the far side there. Great job by Mayberry finally stringing it out, but obviously not before 1st down yards, making it 1st and goal here from the 5.
They're going to have to bring him off. You know what? We're going to go to a quick break. It's Lone Peak football right here on KSL Sports Rewind. I'm Mark Winterton. Jake Hatch, of course, joining me in this matchup. One of the premier 6A matchups that everyone looks at all year, but right now, Corner Canyon eating Lone Peak's lunch.
Yeah, number 77, Usen Tafa, offensive lineman in the game there coming off. He got a lower body injury, and hopefully it's not all that serious. The teammates helping him off there. But situation is, though, Lone Peak on their heels all of a sudden because Corner Canyon's up 3 scores. 1st and goal from the 5 here. Could easily punch it in to make it a 4-score lead.
Well, Brady's been running really well for the Chargers. Wilson will pass, and it's caught. Touchdown.
That's Cash Dillon right there. His first action of the season, if I'm not mistaken. Utah commit, plays defensive line primarily for this Corner Canyon Charger team, but great route there, and obviously a big body just fired in there, and he brings it down for, literally, I think his first play of the season is a touchdown.
Utah commit, what is he going to be looking
defensive
to play?
lineman. He's a defensive end. He is a really, really fine football player. He's been coming back off of injury, but really, really fun to see that. I think it's legitimately his first play of the season is a touchdown reception.
See if Rasmussen can add the extra point. He does. Lone Peak football right here on KSL Sports Rewind. Brought to you by Heidemann and Associates. Rasmussen to kick. This game has got out of hand quick here, Jake.
All right, big credit to Corner Canyon. They've gotten 2 interceptions in the last 2 possessions for Lone Peak and cashed in on both of them. Good teams will make you pay for your mistakes. Is exactly what this Corner Canyon squad has done.
Here's Rasmussen's kick.
It's a great kick.
And that is going to go into the end zone there. Robinson to receive it. So the Knights are going to take over on their own 20-yard line.
All right, well, if you want to have any hopes of a comeback, speaking of Lone Peak, and I know you're down 4 scores here, it's got to start right now.
Yeah, you got to score.
You got to get points before halftime.
Bring out that 2-back set. Jackson Blake still in at cornerback. 6'4" senior. Looks to pass. And it's almost intercepted. In and out of the hands of Jay-Sean Mayberry.
Yeah, Jay-Sean Mayberry's got to secure that. Moki Gabrielson was the first guy, I think, to break it up. By 2 other players, including Bo Tate, had a chance at it in terms of a possible interception there. That would have been disastrous. 3 straight possessions, 3 interceptions. You couldn't have accepted that if you're Lone Peak. So, lucky break.
And that's what happened in that last interception. It was a
tip drill.
Tipped it right into the defensive back's hands. So 2nd and 10. Lone Peak, of course, getting away from that one. It's a give to Wild, and Wild carving out some yardage. He'll pick up 4.
Yeah, you got to be operating in a 4-minute offense here if you're Lone Peak, obviously. Little extracurriculars after that play there between the offensive and defensive line, and I'm sure the referees will be talking to some guys, telling them to cool it.
Well, I feel like you've got it. Wild will run more wild as the game goes on. And they've got to be getting him the ball.
The problem is you're so far down right now. You've almost got to.
You've got plenty of time, though.
You do, but you've got to also be wary just of time and distance, and obviously trying to get it down the field quickly.
But give your quarterback a little relief, as Blake will have to roll out, and is it intercepted? They're going to say it's incomplete.
Oh, man. Bo Tate came on a blitz, forced Blake out of the pocket there. Tip drill once again. And unfortunate there. I think it was number 9.
Was he the one that got his hands underneath it?
I think so.
Because there was another one that tipped it, right?
Ethan Gardner, maybe? I had a chance at a reserve linebacker. I think that's who it was, but man, playing with fire here, speaking of Lone Peak, and they have to kick this one away.
Dally to kick this one away.
Oh, they're going to have to take a penalty here. 3, 2, 1. Oh, they got it off.
They got it off. Dally's kick.
Off the side of his foot. Shanked.
Not a good punt. And it'll bounce a little bit, so we get it out to the 45-yard line. And so Chargers going to take over the possession on the Lone Peak 45. We'll be back after this quick break. We're back. We're back. 7-34 here. Lone Peak Chargers. Corner Canyon looking to add another one. Wilson drops back to throw, and he will air this one out. Incomplete pass intended for Easton.
Yeah, that one Wilson will want back.
Creighton Iyer.
He had his guy there. He just needed to keep that one in bounds and give Iyer a chance to go get it. We got a penalty here. Oh, yeah, a flag right down here in the middle.
That's probably another hold.
Holding. I'm telling you, man. He's an absolute load off that edge.
Well, I feel like he can turn this game around by himself.
Well, if they want to win this game, he's going to have to go Kyle Van Noy style and win it himself. I'm telling you, Kyle Van Noy had an ability to take over football games for BYU.
You know what?
A
couple of defensive touchdowns would help.
I'm telling you, man.
Wilson in the gun. It's going to be 1st and 20 here now for the Chargers. Wilson to pass. And Brady runs right into a couple of tacklers on that little screen pass.
Nice play design, but Lone Peak was ready for it. You saw the defensive linemen; they were coming. And they're like, "Hey, you know what? I'm getting through too easy. Obviously, I got to look around and obviously able to rebound, pick up a short yardage there."
Yeah, 4 yards.
Yeah, staple of this Corner Canyon offense is all these screens. This is what something Coach Kerr has specialized in for years. Inventive screens, stuff you don't see at any other program, college or high school, it feels like.
2nd and 14, and Wilson's going to keep it. He's got did some damage there on his feet.
Great job there by Wilson, just kind of weaving his way upfield. Ultimately, Joshua Empey, defensive tackle, brings him down on the tackle there.
That brings up 3rd and 4. A very manageable 3rd and 4.
Yeah, after you were in 1st and 20, you were 3rd and 4. This is exactly what you want to do.
Wilson just trying to get the offense to jump look like there. Because the jump's going to give him a first.
It's those. You get up there, check what the defense is doing, then check the sideline.
And he'll give to Brady. And Brady's got room. He's got the first. He's got more. Stays on his feet. Twists out of that one, and he'll be gang tackled by the whole round table.
Great job by Brighton Brady there. Obviously following his blockers, getting that first down yardage, but then just adding to it with the big yardage after he broke through that first line of defense. Really, really nicely done by him, forcing them, essentially, as you mentioned, the round table. Almost the entire night defense had to bring him down.
So it's 1st and 10 here from the 24-yard line. And Wilson gives to Brady again. He's got 4. And he coughs up the ball. They're going to say it was down. It was down.
That was close, though. That was close. Got to be careful. You got to obviously secure that football. Jackson Arrington bringing him down on the tackle. It looked like he might have stripped that out.
So it'll make it 2nd and 4 now for the Chargers. Not sure what they're waiting for. And Wilson looks to pass. That's a long ball.
Yeah, that's from the far hash all the way out to that wide side of the field. Enoch Nawahine driving on it with a nice tackle there, bringing him down, but still first down yardage.
Snow on the reception. It'll be 1st and 10 from the 13-yard line. Wilson to pass. And he'll release this one to the far side. There's nobody there.
And he took that one right in the chin there.
That one's sailing out of bounds. Well, tonight's game is brought to you by Heidemann Associates. They're a flat-rate law firm that is completely focused on you. Get a free consultation by calling 801-472-7742 or go to utah.law to find the office nearest you. That's Heidemann and Associates.
Shout out to Tegan Towell on that hit there on Isaac Wilson. You put his helmet right underneath Wilson's chin.
Flag on the play there.
Pass.
And they're going to holding defense. Defensive holding.
It was intended for Drew Whatcott, and there was a battle for it there in the end zone. I think the holding was on the outside receiver here on the near side. That's going to give even better field position here to this Corner Canyon offense. Not that they really needed it.
Oh, this game, Lone Peak Football, brought to you by Igloo Outfitters. That's Igloo with a U. I-G-L-U. Igloo Outfitters. The coziest wearable sleeping bag has you covered during those chilly days and nights. Worry no more. We got 6 seconds left to go here in the game.
In the half.
I mean, in the half. In the first half. Boy, high score in first half, Jake.
Game's been tipping a little. Oh, boy.
And now is this one going against...
A false start here on Corner Canyon, or is it going to be offsides?
Well, as things start to turn off chilly, you can watch your favorite team in comfort with Igloo Outfitters, Jake. Go to igloooutfitters.com.
It was offsides on Lone Peak. That's going to give them first down yardage?
That will do half the distance, right?
It's first and goal, right?
Yeah.
Be half the distance, and it should be a first down. There we go, yeah. There you go. I was going to say, yeah. That's half the distance. That's a first and goal situation now from the 3.
Wilson to pass. Releases it. Intended for Care.
Corner Canyon trying to run one of those famous rub routes, as they call them. trying to get Kara open in the corner of the end zone. Credit to Enoch Nawahine not being fooled on it at all and staying right with his man.
So just 2 seconds off the clock, 4 seconds left. They're going to bring in Rasmussen to kick a field goal, add 3 to this score. See if they can go up by 30. Just a 20-yard field goal here for Rasmussen. The hold is good. The kick is up. Looks good. And it is. Corner Canyon goes up 37-7 at the half. And so we'll see what kind of teams come out after the half. We'll be back here in a bit. Coming back after halftime, right here on KSL Sports Rewind. This is Lone Peak football as they are down 7-37, Jake.
It was all Corner Canyon in that first half. Look, we might have a game developing right towards the end of that first quarter, start of the second quarter. But then you have 2 straight turnovers on downs for Lone Peak, then 2 interceptions. I think it was all 4 consecutive drives there. Absolutely killed every opportunity Lone Peak had. And to Corner Canyon's credit, all those turnovers on down, if I'm not mistaken, were converted into points.
Yeah, very, very tough to come back from that. The momentum killer.
Momentum killer, but to, like I said, Corner Canyon's credit, they have been ruthless. They have been efficient. They have just been absolutely killer tonight. They look very much the part of the state title favorites that everyone thinks they are.
And so as the time ticks away here, it's about, we're going to go right into in the second half action where Corner Canyon going to receive the ball.
Correct.
Lone Peak football brought to you by Heidemann and Associates, along with Igloo Outfitters. That's Igloo with a U. Outfitters.
IGLU, right?
Yep. IGLUOutfitters.com. You can actually get $20 off on your order there just by typing in Rewind. Cool. Enter Rewind. G2G Bars. doTERRA, Tire Factory Point S, Ideal Kitchen and Bath, Tech 9, Tile Ram, Black Desert, Legacy Power, and Walmart, all sponsors of Lone Peak football. Before we get started, well, let's see. They're getting out there. We'll see if we're going to...
The student section at Corner Canyon is absolutely ruthless right now. You were there chanting, "Thanks for the practice."
Is that what they're saying?
That's their chant. I love it. I gotta love high school student sections, man.
Well, before the game even started, I heard them out there chanting, warm up the bus.
Warm up the bus! Yeah.
So.
All right, we are waiting the start of the second half. You're waiting for the TV crew to
media timeout.
Clear off the field. Come on, Dave Fox, let's go. Dave's a good friend. Come on, man.
And yeah.
Doug, our cameraman. That's a great line.
I blame Tony.
Tony Parks, yes, we'll blame Tony Parks. Always blame Tony. A former radio compatriot of mine, he's down there on the sideline right now. I can see him.
And here we go. Where's the whistle? Connors to kick. Connors kick high. Be fielded about the 27-yard line. Did he fair catch that one?
Yep, and they tried to kind of do what Corner Canyon did in the first half there, tried to do that little pooch kick and try and get still a possession back, but unfortunately the placement of it took it right to a Corner Canyon player.
I believe that was Preston Rasmussen with the fair catch. And so it'll be first down for the Chargers from their own 27-yard line. Wilson in the gun. He's got Brady lined up in the backfield with him. And 4 receivers. He'll look to pass. And he's getting airs this one out.
Oh, man. Nawahine had a chance of that one. Should have had an interception there.
It was intended for.
It was intended, looks like, for... It's kind of between the two guys. I think was
I think it was intended for tear.
Well, that's the thing. It was snow or tear there. I don't know. But, yeah, Enoch Nawahine had a beat on that ball and probably should have come up with an interception. That would have been a big play to open the half for this Lone Peak defense. I don't know if you noticed it, Mark, on that play. They already made the adjustment. Bot Mulatalo had 2 guys on him on that play. We'll see how that goes in the second half.
Finally.
Here. Yep. Oh, it's one-on-one here.
And there goes Wilson out of the pocket. He does a spin move. Nice little spin move there. 9-yard gain.
He's slippery. He's got the ability to really scoot, and he picked up nice yardage. They're making a very manageable third down now. It's second down. It's going to be third down. That's third down. Okay. As I said, it's like guy on the far side there with the down marker.
Yeah, third and 1. And it's a run to Brady, and Brady's got the first. He breaks the tackle, and he'll hop forward for some more.
It's not easy to escape the grasp of Bot Mulatalo, but Brady did just that. Nicely done by him, and obviously pick up extra yards there, moving the sticks and getting him out near midfield.
Yeah, 11-yard pickup there. It'll be first down and 10 from their own 48-yard line. Wilson, quick pass there to, is that Lee?
Yeah, it is Lee. Kryshawn Lee there with a fantastic bubble screen on that outside. Had one man to beat and just beat him to the sideline and up the sideline with big yardage there. And suddenly, Corner Canyon's right back in business.
Doing what they do. Doing what they did all first half. Just moving the ball. Staying consistent. Sticking to their game plan. 4 receivers. Wilson in the gun. And it's a give to Brady. And Brady's got a first down, but there is a flag on the play back at the 25-yard line.
Yeah, probably going to be coming back here. The lineman moving like it's going to be on Corner Canyon.
They haven't done a whole lot of running, but going to run a little more with the big lead here.
It's been, well, when they have, though, it's been very, very effective, if you recall. That's the thing about it. It's been a very efficient and solid offensive night across the board for this Corner Canyon offense.
Brady's going to hobble off the field as number 18, Manna Fager. Fager's going to get into the game. Fager, his dad, John Fager, coaches for Corner Canyon here in wrestling.
Ah, you have that connection with him then.
Yeah. Yeah, I ran into him down there before the game, chatted with him for a bit. As Wilson airs this one out, going to the end zone for Care.
Nawahine with nice defense there, but Gunnarson's going to be ruining the opportunity. He came on that twist stunt right up the middle there, completely whiffed on an opportunity to get a free hit on Isaac Wilson. Wilson, to his credit, just moved right out of the way. Really, really nice job working the pocket by him. But Gunnarsson, you got to be able to get that hit on the quarterback and get that sack. Overran it.
So on 2nd and 16 here. It's a tight formation.
They did this in the first half as well, if you recall. A mesh look.
And there it is to Fager. Fager across the 30. Big yardage there after the catch. Decent yardage after the catch for Fager as he gets up to the 23-yard line.
Yeah, Easton Anderson finally bringing him down. It's really, really nice mesh concept there on that play by the Corner Canyon offense. That's an old school BYU thing, that mesh, all the crossing routes, trying to confuse the defense.
And a give to Fager. And Fager, following his blocking, he'll get up to the 20-yard line.
Going to make it 3rd and short here. Gunnarsson on the tackle there. I couldn't make out the number originally, but Gunnarsson, he's had a really nice night, all things considered. He's been all over the place for the Lone Peak defense.
Yeah, 4th and 1. They're going to go ahead and go for this.
It's going to be 4th and 1, yeah.
1 yard to go, and it's a give to Fager, and Fager is going to be stopped short of the first. And a turnover on downs. Going to give this one back to the Knights.
Okay, Josh Empey with a big play from his defensive tackle spot. I confirmed it. It is the nephew of Mike Empey and cousin of former BYU offensive lineman James Empey playing that nose tackle position. Really nice play by him individually, getting that turnover on downs, giving them just the slightest glimmer of hope there with that turnover on downs.
Yeah, it's huge.
Like, they get points there. We're in running clock territory.
Yeah, defense. That's exactly huge.
Big ups
play
to
then
MP
in several ways.
Yeah.
As it's a give to Wild, and Wild not going anywhere. Tackled for a loss in the backfield, and that's first play. Or the first time Wild's been tackled for a loss.
Yeah, Bo Tate, the Baylor commit, coming up from his linebacker hybrid safety spot, making a fine tackle there in the backfield. Really nicely done on him, because you're right. Wild has not been tackled for a loss, I don't think, at all tonight until that play.
So 2nd and 11, and Blake looks to pass. As he's hit, I think it bounced off the ground. Intended for Robinson.
These wide receivers from Lone Peak, if you're Jackson Blake, you're like, okay, catch it or put it on the ground. I'm sick of these tip drills.
Yeah. That one, another one looked to be possibly tipped. Whew. Defensive back comes away with it.
Hold my breath for a second there.
Oh, yeah, that would have been a pick 6 too.
Mm-hmm.
He was taking that one to the
that was
to the
he had
house.
nobody in front of him if he gets to that one. Yeah.
Going to go 5 wide receivers here on 3rd and 11. Blake all alone in the backfield. And he releases. He's got a man. And it's caught into Charger territory. That's
Hoffhines once again right up the seam there. That was just a go route from his slot position. Great route running. Obviously, Jackson Blake identifying it early and unleashing a deep pass. Suddenly, Lone Peak's on the move.
Into Charger territory. And they're just going to have to be consistent to claw their way back into this one. Defense is going to have to continue to make stops. Couldn't tell if it was incomplete pass, so it'll bring up 2nd and 10.
Yeah, incomplete. Intended for Jayshawn Mayberry there. Some confusion, I think. The side judge is trying to make sure that ball was caught or not, but that was a little bit of a misfire there by Jackson Blake. He needs to put that one to the outside rather than the inside there. Gave the opportunity for the defender to make a play on that ball with the direction of that throw.
So on 2nd and 10, it's Blake to pass, and he'll air it out again. This one overthrown, intended for Hoffhines.
Yeah, 2 kind of misfires there from Jackson Blake. You need to get him to lock in a little better here.
So now 3rd and 10.
Yeah, as Doug our cover guy's pointing out, you kind of watch things developing. They're trying to attack the edges of this Corner Canyon defense, and obviously Corner Canyon playing that. You may want to try and find a route up the middle at some point, a post pattern of some sort.
There's a release, and it's to Robinson. Robinson's got the first.
He's had a very quiet night, being their leading receiver coming into this game. And Doug pointed this out. You need to work the middle of the field. Nice in route there, 10-yard in by Robinson, and a first down. Nicely done.
So Knights continue to drive here.
So you'd like to see a little more urgency from this offense, obviously, in the second half. You're being down as much as they are, 30 points.
You're going to depend heavily on your defense to
Correct.
make the stops. We give to Wild. Wild bounces off a would-be tackler. He's across the 30, maybe.
Yeah, Roman Kaywood, number 0 there, thought he had a tackle in the backfield. Got kind of slipped off of that tackle there. Nice block by the lineman there, number 52, to free him up. Obviously, positive yardage as a result.
Bring up 2nd and 8 here for the Knights. Blake to pass. Airing it out again.
I don't know how that wasn't a flag there. I'm not going to lie.
That was intended for Seth Haskett.
Haskett had a guy all over his back. It felt like climbing up his back. He's trying to go up for that pass. Getting away with one there, Corner Canyon a little bit. But
yeah, from our advantage point, it looked like he did crawl up his back. But
I think it's Crew Staley, son of Luke Staley, former BYU running back there that was in coverage. wearing his dad's old number 6.
Blake again airing it out. Intended for Robinson. It is knocked away there.
And
Incomplete.
Staley again. Pass breakup. We got a flag here in the backfield, probably in the vicinity of holding here. But Crew Staley, yet again, another fantastic defensive play by him on that one. Nice pass breakup.
Offense not backing up. I wonder if this was it a late hit? If it's a late hit, you're going to see it. There it is.
Yeah, it is. Wow.
Personal
Roughing the
foul
passer
against Corner Canyon. Huge break there for the Knights. I mean, I don't know if it's a huge break because that means your quarterback took a hit.
Did take a hit, yes. Fortunately, I was watching the ball and I did not see who the defender was on that guy called for it. But, hey, it bails out an offense that kind of stalled out there for a second for Lone Peak. Gives them fresh downs here and obviously inside the red zone.
Lone Peak went to a huddle there. 1st and 10. Jackson Blake, the senior quarterback for Lone Peak in the gun. And again, fade pattern. This one to Robinson. It's caught. Did he drag his feet? He did. Touchdown, Knights.
Great route, great throw. Trey Robinson bobbled it for a second, but secured it just in time for the touchdown. Is the comeback on? Wait and see.
That's right. We'll see as they going to go out to kick the extra point. Extra point to follow here. Connors. Now it's the defense's turn. The hold's good. Connors kicks up. It's good. 14 for Lone Peak. We're back after this quick break. They're down a few scores. Still.
37-14 our score here. 7:02 to go in the third quarter. That touchdown gives you a chance here, obviously, but you got to get another quick 3 and now. You got to get a turnover. You got to do something here on defense. Get the ball back real quick into your offense's hands to really give yourself a chance of coming back in this one.
Defensively, they've had some very bright spots.
Yeah, absolutely. Bot Mulatalo's been very, very good. Drew Gunnarson's been very, very good. They've had a bunch of guys who've had moments in this game. They just need to put together another good series here on defense.
Connors to kick. Yeah, that's an across the middle line drive. And Lone Peak may have come away with it.
That's a big, big mistake by Corner Canyon. Your up man cannot reach up like that and touch that ball. Huge break for Lone Peak. This may give them that opportunity we were just talking about in terms of a comeback.
Did he try to, or did it hit him in the chest?
No, he reached up for it. I saw 2 hands. He tried to bat that ball down. You cannot do that as an up man. If you're going to do that, you have to secure that football. I'm sure his special teams coordinator is going to be chewing him out on the sideline about that mistake.
Lone Peak will take over this in Charger territory.
29 going in. I wouldn't be surprised to see a deep shot right now to try and get 6 immediately.
I mean, you could throw it, but the run game's what's been able to open things up. And it's Jackson Blake on the QB keeper. He'll get out of bounds.
Job by Blake there on that QB draw. We have not seen that all night. We've seen it from Corner Canyon. We have not seen it from Lone Peak. Showing off his wheels there a little bit from Blake. Nicely done. Obviously, positive yards, making it 2nd and short here.
He's faster than I expected.
Shifty, yeah. Kind of long strider, if that makes sense.
Yeah, he's a
taller quarterback.
What is he, 6'4"?
I don't know what they listed him at.
6'4", 180 pounds.
He had 5 carries for 27 yards coming into the game.
He's 6'4", and he weighs less than me. It's a gift of Wild just pounding forward.
Let's just put it this way. You weigh more than him? I weigh way more than him.
But he's taller than me.
He's taller than me, too.
3rd and 1 for the Knights.
Bo Tate coming off here, looking like favoring a hand a little bit there. Hopefully it's not too serious. And it's a give to Wild, and Wild's got the first down and more. Great job by Wild there, punching it right up the middle. The first down yardage, keeping the sticks moving.
Where was that play in the first quarter when they've had those
those 4th and 2s? Yeah, great question, and only Gary Trowbridge can answer for that, their offensive coordinator.
Decent yardage there for Wild. And you're right, Wild running wild, but he runs harder as the game goes on. And this one.
Nice shot by Mayberry there, securing that ball. It was thrown kind of to the outside. He had to reach back and grab it. Great pickup all the same, making it 2nd and 2 here.
8-yard gain on the pass. We're under 6 minutes left to play in the third. And so they got to...
It's all methodical at this point. You start to get into a method, what you're doing here on Lone Peak. Start to just get this offense creaking to life there. You can find yourself doing some things pretty quick.
Just play, right? Play action, and there's the fade pattern. Intended for Hopkins. Can't quite haul it in.
Jackson Blake wants that one back. He put too much air under it. All he needed to do was just to kind of just loft it. He put a little too much mustard on, is what I'm trying to say. And that one he could have had easily for 6. He had a great route there on that corner route by Hopkins.
A little mustard. That sounds good.
I'm hungry, if you can't tell.
Third and 2 from the 8-yard line. 7-yard line, 7-yard line. And another pass. And this one caught. Touchdown. That is Robinson.
When in doubt, go to your best receiver. A nice comeback stick route to the back shoulder. Great throw by Jackson Blake. Another 6 points on the board for Lone Peak. And suddenly they're rocking and rolling. We'll see what happens at PAT upcoming here. These points, every single one of these points are important here.
Well, and the defense, I guess this one wasn't the defense. It was that special teams that got the ball back.
Get the ball back. No matter how you get it back, and to their credit, they cashed it in. And now we're sitting at 37-20 PAT pending.
So Corner Canyon started the ball this second half. Defense stops them. Special teams gets the ball back. And the offense scoring 2 straight touchdowns.
We got a flag on the field here on that. PAT was good, but we have a flag from one of the back judges here.
So what would that be?
Yeah, there might be a leaping penalty here. Doug
against
pointed
Corner
that out.
Canyon?
Yeah, because he's wondering. Because there was 2 guys that came across that edge. One of them came from an awkward position. I wonder if there was a leaping penalty involved here. We'll see.
I imagine you'd just decline
PAT,
any kind
they're
of
running off like
the
the PAT's good, so they're probably going to set that on the kickoff if there's anything infraction-wise. We'll see. We're waiting on the call here.
So it is going to be 37-21 then.
All right.
Personal foul.
So that is a
Corner
leap.
Canyon.
Yeah, leaping penalty. Yeah.
Okay.
So what that is, you can't jump over the line to try and block PATs. They've outlawed that at, I think, all levels of football anymore, actually. So that obviously is going to be enforced on the kickoff, pushing you to the 50? It's being enforced on the kickoff. And that sets up, if you want to, if you're Lone Peak, you could try for an onside kick here.
KSL Sports Rewind. Check us out, KSLSports.com. As it is Lone Peak football and Lone Peak Knights on a bit of a momentum drive here. 2 straight touchdowns in the second half.
Yeah, they scored 14 unanswered since we started the second half here. They're down 16, so it is a 2-score game here, Mark, with obviously you have to get 2-point conversions, but it is a 2-score game all of a sudden.
Yeah, so the
45
personal foul there on the PAT moves this up. The kickoff in Charger territory.
Yeah, you mentioned
absolutely will see some sort of an onside kick here.
Do that line drive you did last time. You're right. You mentioned that right before we took the break there. Do that line drive and try and just ping it off somebody and go get the ball.
Yeah, try and kick one of the front linemen,
Catch him unawares right off the face mask.
Yeah. That'll bounce right back to you.
Been there, done that in my playing career.
Yeah, no, this one is going to bounce into the end zone.
Interesting.
Well, I mean, the ball handler, the returner, couldn't get his hands on it.
All right, well, Lone Peak on defense here. You get another stop, and you're in the game right now. Obviously, being just down 16 here, it's a 2-score game. You get this ball back real fast, though, and suddenly your offense has really come to life in the second half so far. Be looking at something and making it for a much more interesting fourth quarter. Funny enough, the game we had last year, remember, it was a Corner Canyon got off to a big lead. We were here for a game. I remember it was American Fork, maybe we were
American
here for.
Fork, yeah.
They got out to a big lead. American Fork they came back in the third quarter before Corner Canyon seized back control in the fourth quarter of that game.
That's right. Watch Bot, number 0 there. Not going to get a whole lot. Take Care with the catch, out of bounds.
That was
about a 7-yard pickup there.
Yeah, sorry about that. A great job by Take Care in motion there. You saw him come across the formation there, getting him into an advantageous position. Obviously, great pickup there on first down, making it 2nd and 3.
Mulatalo, the near side defensive end that has just been crushing it. And it's a QB keeper, and Wilson's got the first down. Ooh.
Gets the first down just by about a half a yard there, but gets the first down all the same. Nice decision by him to pull that ball out. You saw Lone Peak was ready for the running back to take that ball, and to Wilson's credit, he saw it, pulled it, and got the yardage.
So it'll be first down for the Chargers.
And pick up a 4 there to convert the first down.
That defender come flying in as Wilson was kind of swung around.
Those are always you hold your breath moments for a quarterback, so they can absolutely take a big lick on those. And we got a timeout from Lone Peak here.
Lone Peak wants a timeout. We'll take one as well. You're watching Lone Peak football right here on KSL Sports Rewind. 1st and 10 for the Chargers from their own 31-yard line.
All right, big series here for both teams.
Yeah, Lone Peak trying to complete this comeback. Down by 16. It's a give to Brady. Brady will pick up 6 on the play.
Great job there by that Corner Canyon offensive line, creating some nice holes there for Brady to exploit. Picks up 6 on first down.
So Chargers just trying to keep that clock running. Up by 30 points coming out of halftime. And it's Lone Peak that makes 2 quick strikes. Well, some big plays. Defensively, they stopped them. They got the ball back with a nice special teams play, and it's Wilson. Quick pass, it's to Care. Care's got the first and up to midfield.
I love that play design. I don't know if you saw it, but Lee kind of ran that bubble route package. To Wilson's credit, he looked like he twisted his shoulder like he was going to throw it out there, saw Care breaking across the middle, and fired it in there. Fantastic throw and catch.
So first down for the Chargers.
That's called manipulating the defense, folks.
And Wilson to pass. Complete to Snow. Snow into night territory.
Nice comeback route there by Snow. Threw it low, speaking of Wilson in there, and Snow hauls it in. And the Chargers offense, right, back in business.
Well, they're able to hold off that defensive front, giving Wilson some time to throw it, actually.
Correct.
Maybe watch for some stunts. And Wilson, QB keeper, and he's got yardage there down at the 20-yard line. Big hit there, bringing him down.
Okay, Isaiah Garcia is committed to Utah, whereas number 72 is their left tackle. Monster block. I don't know if you saw it downfield there. Great job by him, showing off his abilities in offensive line. That was a fantastic block, freeing up Wilson for extra yardage. All right, Lone Peak, they got to stiffen here on defense and hopefully get out of here with 3 points.
Chargers driving. 1st and 10 from the night 20-yard line here. Wilson gives to Brady. Brady hit, and he will continue on for 5 more yards after the initial contact. So about a 7-yard pickup there.
Great run there. It's exactly what you want for Corner Canyon, obviously, to respond after giving those back-to-back touchdowns. You need your offense to do something. That's exactly what they've done here.
2 minutes left to go here in the third quarter. And Wilson throws this one right where his receiver is supposed to be.
Lee kind of got lost in traffic there. I think he lost sight of the ball there. Falls incomplete.
So that'll make it 3rd and 3. Does stop the clock. 1:53 there left in the third. Wilson again in the gun. Brady lined up next to him. And he will back up to pass. Tosses this one, and it's intercepted. Mayberry, 30, down to the 40. He's got blocking. And it's Wilson that brings him down at the midfield.
That is a game-changing play there by Mayberry. Huge, you needed that. By the way, got to give a shout-out to Easton Anderson coming off the edge there on the rush, forcing Wilson to speed up that throw. Mayberry undercuts the route, intercepts it, returns it over 50 yards. Let's see, you got about the 1. Where are they going to mark this at? At midfield on the head?
50-yard return.
Yeah, 50-yard return. Great play, and all of a sudden, Comeback City is on.
Hey, Lone Peak continuing this comeback.
You punch in a
Working
touchdown.
on this comeback.
Yeah, you punch in a touchdown right here. Gets real interesting real quick.
Jackson Blake in the gun. He's got Wild in motion. 5 receivers. He airs this one out across the middle. Robinson caught down to the 26-yard line.
Big players come up big in big moments. Trey Robinson has come alive in the second half. Had a very quiet first half. He has come alive. He has caught both touchdown passes already in this half. Big play there. And this Lone Peak offense is rocking and rolling.
So they're going to mark this one at the 25.
25-yard pickup.
1st and 10 for the Knights in Charger territory.
Just when we thought we were out, they drag us back in, Mark.
Pretty much. I mean, at halftime it was looking grim. It's a give to Brooks. Wild will push forward for about 3 yards.
Oh, man, he had an opportunity there. If he had did that hole a little bit faster, he would have had a chance to really break that one into the open field. That was Tony Haungatau with a great tackle there to stop that. Otherwise, he was off to the races into the secondary.
Brooks is a fun one to watch him run. He's got kind of like crazy legs.
He does. At times, though, those crazy legs like that, just a little too long hitting that hole.
2nd and 7 here for the Knights. High snap, and it's a give to Wild, and Wild.
Hey, sometimes it's better to be lucky than good. That was a high snap to Blake's credit. He brings it down. And the funny thing is the play design was supposed to take it to the right side. You saw Wild realize and say, you know what? I'm just going to drive up that back side of it because this is developing so quickly.
So it'll be 3rd and 2. We'll see if the Knights continue to run this.
Quarter about out here.
They've had success now on the ground. It's going to be a pass. A floater to Robinson, and he's got it.
Wow, Jackson Blake.
Touchdown, Lone Peak.
Jackson Blake had a guy right in his face, lofted it up, trusted his guy Robinson to go up and get it. It's exactly what it is. Hat trick of touchdowns for those two players in 1 quarter of play, and we got a full game ahead of us.
3 straight touchdowns. They're going to go for 2.
As they should. They're down 16. You might as well here.
Yeah, that was the end of the 3rd quarter. So the touchdown pass ended the 3rd quarter.
They will. I think they'll have an untime down here on the PAT if I'm not mistaken.
Correct. It will be.
They'll go for it here. So yeah, they're telling the offense, get back out there. You guys are going.
Yeah. Not the end of the quarter, guys. Get out there.
What a play, though. What a touchdown throw there by Blake. Throwing it up and trusting his guy to get open. And to Robinson's credit, beats his guy off the line and goes and gets that football. Fantastic play.
You do have to go for 2 here.
You do, yeah. Down 16, there's no reason not to. The metrics tell you go for it.
Yeah. Haskett with the completed pass.
Great throw once again. Jackson Blake has come alive in this second half. Now we have an 8-point game just like that. The comeback is officially on.
You know, a couple of interceptions and you get frustrated a little bit and it's tough.
Yeah.
He came out here. He
mental fortitude.
Quick to forget, right?
Yeah, mental fortitude.
We're back after this quick break. Are we back?
We're back.
I was looking at other scores. UNA and Union, it's the Basin Bowl. Utes against the Cougars.
Is it final?
No.
Okay.
Last I saw, 5:11 left in the game, and it is 31-30.
You love rivalry games, baby.
Utes over the Cougars right now.
Well, we got quite a game ourselves. We've had 22 unanswered points by Lone Peak in that third quarter. We got 12 minutes to go in this one. We got an 8-point game.
Corner Canyon to receive.
What are the chances we see another one of those kicks right up, just right at guys trying to?
It's working.
At this point, actually, honestly, you kick it deep. And especially with the kick time, the hang time some of these kicks have gotten in this game from Lone Peak, yeah, I'd kick this one deep and pin them back if at all possible. We're still waiting on TV timeout, man. We thought we took over a minute and a half of our own spots.
Yeah, this one's this game's going a little bit longer, isn't it? Usually we're done about now.
Yeah, typically. TV games, man.
And so Connors to kick. Back to receive. Who we got back there? Is that, I think it might be Lee and Brady?
I believe you are correct. Our friend Verl here is running the board for us, saying we are correct.
There's Connors' kick. Just a little pooch there. Going to be caught around the 20. And he'll push it upfield out at the 29.
So pretty good field position, all things considered. I get the idea of what you're trying to do there. I would have just kicked that one deep, but hey. Defense is time to shine once again here for Lone Peak. Get that ball back.
Well, Chargers were able to drive clear downfield.
Yeah, it was Mayberry getting the huge interception there on the goal line. Game-changing play, that one right there for sure.
Only down by 8. We got a game here, and Wilson looks to pass. He's going to tuck this one and run. And a nice little move there. He's across the 40, out of bounds at the 43-yard line.
Great job by Gunnarsson chasing him down from behind from the opposite side of the field. Nice pickup all the same, though, and suddenly Corner Cane's off and rolling again.
He about broke Arrington's ankles there.
Arrington thought he had him squared up, and oh, there we go.
And that one snapped and went to the ground, low snap, and Brady just picked it up and took off running with it and gets a first down.
Well, 13 yards on the pickup there. Hey,
it worked.
Busted plays, man.
Was that planned? First and 10 into night territory. Wilson to pass. Right side, Kerr, intended receiver, incomplete.
You don't see Kerr drop many like that. That was a big drop there.
I couldn't tell if he really was able to get his hands on it or just out of reach. Brings up second down for the Chargers. Wilson, another tuck and run, and he's got the first. And he's brought down. That was Landon Goff with the tackle.
That QB draw has been very effective. I'm surprised that Lone Peak has not gone to a spy to try and stop that.
Yeah, every time you can see that pocket just kind of come around him, and that same
little hole, well too.
Same little hole opens up. Brady with the handoff, and he'll get big yardage. So 7-yard pickup. Chargers moving this one on the ground.
Just like they did last series as well. That big interception obviously by Mayberry changed everything. Tegan Towell there with the tackle.
Wilson, give to Brady again. And Brady's got the first and across the 20 inside the red zone.
Towell dragging him down after first down yardage there. This is a really, really nice drive, especially on the ground here from Corner Canyon, trying to grind this clock.
That keeps the clock running. 10:30 left to go. Wilson will watch that play clock. Going to run it down to... Nope, there's the snap. And the throw. He's got a man. It's Kerr. Touchdown.
Wow. What a progression there from Isaac Wilson, going through all these guys coming to the backside. Kerr breaks free, fires it in there. Absolute missile of a throw, and 6 points back on the board. Puts Corner Canyon back in charge of this one.
Add the extra point. We'll get that lead back up to 15. Rasmussen to kick. Kick looks good. It is. We're back after this quick break. Sports Rewind brought to you by Heidemann and Associates and presented by G2G Bar. 10-12 left to go here in the game. Lone Peak fighting back into this game, but Corner Canyon getting a touchdown there, keeping the distance, trying to distance themselves. Gives them a 15-point lead here against the Knights, but Knights will get the ball as Rasmussen ready to kick off. Back to receive, looks like it's Robinson. I think that's, can't tell who that other player is. Is that Goff?
Not sure.
Looks like it's Goff.
Yeah.
Landon Goff. Trey Robinson. And that kick is going to go into the end zone for a touchback.
All right, well, Lone Peak's got an opportunity to respond once again.
This game brought to you by doTERRA. They're a proud sponsor of Lone Peak football. doTERRA's products help athletes around the world maintain the highest level of health and wellness. Learn more about how you can help up your health and wellness game at doTERRA.com. doTERRA, they got their convention coming up here in a couple of weeks in Salt Lake.
Yeah, they do.
You'll see all those doTERRists walking around town. Blake scrambling out of the pocket. Upfield. I think he's going to have a first.
Nice wheels there by him on that run there.
That is not a very good spot. He got his rear end landed on the 30.
Okay, no offense, Mr. Side Judge, but
no, that's
you're 2 yards short there, sir.
That's a bad spot. Well, I thought he at least got to the 30.
Yeah, he had the first down, I thought.
I don't usually talk a whole lot of smack, but that
oh, geez, high snap.
The pass complete to Robinson, and it'll be a first down now.
Robinson's still cooking, picking up 6 yards there for the first down. Nicely done by him on that route. And credit to Blake for not panicking with that high snap and just gathering it, firing it for the first down.
Give to Wild. Wild following his blocking. He runs a man over for 6 yards.
That's Bueller, who's been a really, really nice force to this Corner Canyon defense. Got absolutely trucked by Wild there. Seeking out contact, by the way.
Adds to it if you can stay on your feet, though.
Yeah,
Bueller at least gets the tackle. 2nd and 4. Blake to pass. And it's in and out of the hands. They're going to throw a pass interference.
Moki Gabrielson getting flagged there. I do not get that call at all. I'm sorry.
No,
he arrived the same time the ball was there. That was a clean hit, I thought.
I agree with you. It's intended for Logan Hoffhines.
Wow.
Kerr's out there.
Coach Kerr should be barking at these guys.
Yeah, not gonna agree with that one either.
It's called a personal foul. It's not a helmet-to-helmet shot. Like, what's the call officially? It's just a personal foul. I don't get that at all. Wow. Big break for Lone Peak all the same.
Yeah, puts Lone Peak into Charger territory. And continuing to march. I think they are talking the helmet, the targeting. No, but it would.
He
was targeting.
He would have put the hand to the head, his fist to the head.
So it was pass interference then.
No, it's called personal foul though.
What?
That's a makeup. That call is just made up. I'm not.
I don't know.
No offense. That was just not a good call.
Give to Wild. Wild's got blocking. They were able to push the whole defensive line back 3 yards, and that's what he got.
A nice surge there, obviously, picking up those 3 yards, making it 2nd and 7 here. Nice job there by that Lone Peak offensive line.
Well, nice job for the defensive line for Corner Canyon, not allowing them to open up a hole on that.
Sure, yeah.
And they've done that time and time again all night long, but Wild's been able to pick it up just because that offensive line is able to push them off the ball there. 2nd and 7 here from the Charger 40-yard line. Blake to pass. Way too high to Robinson, and it's intercepted. Down the left sideline, out of bounds.
Braxton Young just scooping up a ball that should never have been thrown by Lone Peak, man. That's a backbreaker. If they're, I think in this one, obviously, you can't have that. If you're Lone Peak, it's suddenly you're right back on offense in positive territory for Corner Canyon. Wouldn't be surprised once again to see him take a deep shot here and try and really land a knockout punch.
Well, Corner Canyon was able to score in their last possession.
Blake's going to want that one back. He's going to watch that one on film and be like, man, should have hauled that one back in. Cash Dillon on the near side here.
Play action. And a pass over to number 32, Dillon.
Dillon once again. Nice little slant route by him. We got a flag on the far side.
Say that guy's a defensive man?
He is a defensive end, yep.
Has he been playing defensive end tonight?
Nope, he has not. He's played all offense from what I have observed.
But he's going to college.
University
Probably
of Utah.
play defensive end.
Yeah, we'll see what the call is here. I think it might be an illegal formation. Oh, an eligible man downfield. All right, I'll back him up 5 yards. I'll do it again. Cash Dillon's upset because he had a nice 11-yard gain there. Showing off some nice route running, though, for a big man.
Right? That's why I'm asking the questions.
There's some thought that he could have played tight end in the next level as well.
Well, University of Utah would be where to go as Wilson's going to tuck and run this one. He'll pick up 2.
Well, and they just had it. Utah, Mickey Sunga Taronga, who's been playing defensive end for the last 3 years, just made the transition to tight end for the Utes. So it's not out of the question.
You know, you never thought of Kincaid as as a first-round draft pick. How about that?
Turned into quite the weapon.
And then with the injury to Keithy, now all of a sudden Kincaid goes
playing for the Buffalo Bills, baby.
Well, he's the number 1 tight end, right?
Yes, he is.
And I actually expected Myers to go over him. Little screen pass there to Brady. Going to result 1 yard.
Great job there by the Lone Peak defense, but still be able to complete that pass was pretty impressive in its own right for Isaac Wilson with the guy right in his grill.
So going back to playing tight end, if Dillon were to play tight end, that's where you go. University of Utah has been known to develop a tight end or two.
They know how to utilize him, there's no doubt.
We'll see Keithy back there this year. As Wilson looks to pass, he's got plenty of time, releases it, and it is intercepted.
Mayberry with another interception there. Somebody say something there?
I think so. I don't know.
Because there was no extracurriculars that would have necessitated a flag. Someone must have said something.
Number 14 turned around and looked at the ref like,
did he say the magic word?
I didn't say nothing. It wasn't that bad.
Hey. Well, nice. By the way, nice interception all the same by Mayberry. His second here in the second half. Great job by him jumping that route.
We'll see if it's against Lone Peak or if it's
he just
against
motioned for
Chargers.
unsportsmanlike conduct. So there was something said.
Against Lone Peak?
Against Lone Peak, yes. That's going to hurt.
He didn't even do anything.
Had to have said something to get that call because there was no pushing or shoving or anything.
You know, regardless, Lone Peak just 1st and 10. Just move the ball back a little bit more. They got a little more to work with.
They're back on offense.
6 minutes, a little over 6 minutes left to go. Blake to throw. And it looks like it's complete to Mayberry.
Nice job there on that comeback route, getting it out there quick. Mayberry going low to secure that catch.
Now, are these brothers?
They are. One's a 2024 recruit, so next year's recruiting class. Right. I believe it is Jaden's the older, if I'm not mistaken.
Jaden's the senior and Jay Sean's a sophomore.
Yeah, both of them, by the way, fantastic talents. Should be next level guys.
Jaden's had a couple of interceptions, and of course, Jay Sean, you've seen some of his highlights. Blake going to be forced out of the pocket, and he tries to throw it, and it's intercepted. Interception number 93.
Caden Bonham just plucked that out of the air. Bad decision by Blake to try and get that out of his hands. Bonham gets an absolute gift as a defensive lineman. That is a defensive lineman's dream. Houses it for 6. That may just do it in this one.
I would like to see the replay on that.
What a play by Bonham. Blake falling to the ground, trying to get anything on it to get it out to a receiver there, and Bonham falls right into his breadbasket. He's just looking at the end zone thinking, I'm the hero. I'm the BMOC.
It was just a toss. Like it was like a
take it,
hot
please.
Potato type thing, you know?
And that may very well just do it. Comeback hopes dash, it looks like, for Lone Peak.
My 4-year-old could have caught that one. It was so perfect.
I'm telling you, as a defensive lineman, that's your absolute dream to have that scenario play out.
And he didn't have to run too far.
No, absolutely.
He didn't have to wear him out.
Nobody around him. He just trucks to the end zone. He gets to celebrate wildly with his hands in the air.
PAT's good. We're back after this quick break. Football on Rewind Sports Network right here on KSLSports.com, brought to you by Heidemann Associates and presented by G2G Bar. Fresh, healthy, and delicious. When you eat one, you'll know G2G Bars. Mark Winterton along with Jake Hatch coming to you live here from Corner Canyon High School. 5:48 left to go in this game. Corner Canyon with the dagger, I guess. Yeah.
Caden Bonham, defensive lineman, number 93. Getting an absolute gift courtesy of Blake, Lone Peak's quarterback, just handing him the ball essentially, and he takes it in for a 6.
Rasmussen to kick.
Those are the fun pick 6s.
Oh, definitely if it's you, right?
Yep.
Robinson going to field this one about the 2-yard line. Comes up across the 20. And he'll be brought down about the 28. Look like he might break that.
He had a small seam there for a second. It closed quickly, though, for Corner Canyon, to their credit.
So Lone Peak taking over on their own 28-yard line. They haven't seemed like they have the big playmakers like they did last year. Last year they had some playmakers where
Crew McChesney,
guys, Christensen, and this year not so much.
Mayberries have got that ability, but they've not been able to really get unlocked on track.
This one intended for Mayberry.
Gabrielson with a fantastic pass breakup there from his corner spot.
So 2nd and 10 here for the Knights. They're going to huddle up real quick. Huddle up, actually, Blake went over to talk to Coach. We haven't seen that a whole lot tonight.
Nope. They're very much a team that gets up to the line, kind of just spaces out and then checks the sideline.
Pass to Mayberry.
Nice out route there by Mayberry. Nice throw on time from Blake.
Bring up a 3rd and 2 here. This game brought to you by Tech 9. Tech happily with Tech 9, where Utah goes for custom software development. That one caught. Is that Haskett? I think that was Haskett on the catch. Yes.
Nick Haskett, correct.
First down for the Knights.
The thing about this is Lone Peak has had their way moving the ball on offense. Just been those critical mistakes in this game.
Well, 3 interceptions.
2 turnovers on down at least. Yeah, they've had some just unfortunate plays.
Yeah, the turnover downs were probably what lost their momentum in the first half, as this one is complete to Robinson. First down, continuing to move the ball upfield here. We've had very high-scoring games in all 3 of our games that we've called this year. So
points. That's the theme of our season so far.
Points?
Yes.
Points matter. Intended for Wild there. They're going to throw the flag.
Maybe defensive holding here.
Possibly.
That or pass interference. It feels like.
Wild sold it. Did you notice?
He did. Yes. Yeah. Absolutely. Well, we actually got 2 flags out. We got one here. We got one here at the line of scrimmage as well.
Oh. We got 2.
Verl, who's running our board for us, I'd say there might have been illegal hands to the face here, so could be offsetting.
Both of them again. Well,
it depends on which
lineman.
It
could be both against.
They're
Chargers.
walking. It's going against them. So here we go.
$15-yard penalty.
Pass interference.
15-yard penalty.
2 pass interferences. All right. Oh, okay. Pass interference.
They took the pass interference.
So illegal hands to the face was accepted as 15 yards in a first down.
Is that what it was?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, illegal hands to the face. It's a no-no. You can't get up into the face mask of a player. As a guy who played on the offensive and defensive line, there's nothing worse than having a guy shove his hand right into your throat and you can't breathe for the next 5 plays.
I had a finger shoved into my eyeball.
Oh, geez.
Blake completes this one. Mayberry on the catch.
Yeah, Mayberry gets that, but Gabrielson.
Oh, that's not Mayberry. Oh. Yeah, that is Mayberry.
Gabrielson was close in trying to pick that off. I thought for a second he may come away with it.
Sorry, though, that was...
Was it Nawahine?
That was Nawahine.
Nawahine on the offense now. Their star cornerback playing some offense here in the late stages of this one.
Every now and again you get a player that comes along at Lone Peak that he'll play both ways. Blake all alone in the backfield, and he airs this one out to Nawahine. He goes up and gets it. Touchdown, Lone Peak.
Great post route run there by Nawahine, beating his guy for inside leverage, and a great throw there by Blake for the touchdown, and add 6 more points to the board, adding to our total here, Mark.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember how many points did we get last week.
Oh, jeez.
We had 30 or 92, I think, in our first week.
We did. We had 60 to 30 some odd.
62 to 30 or something like that.
Fact. We've had a lot of points.
I don't remember what our points.
We got 51-35 here with PAT pending.
Yeah, we're 80 plus.
We're 86.
Closing in on 90
on 87. Offense. You want offense? Come watch our games.
Whatever game we're calling. There's a flag on this one.
We got another leaping penalty again, because that coming from the back, judge again.
That means they're going to kick off again from the
45.
Like the 45?
Yeah.
The other 45.
Opposite 45, yeah, the plus 45.
Well, good. This is good news for Lone Peak. We're back after this quick break. Lone Peak football brought to you by Heidemann and Associates. You can give them a call, 801-472-7742 for a free consultation, or you can go to utah.law to find the office near you. Also brought to you by Ideal Kitchen and Bath. Do it once, do it right at Ideal Kitchen and Bath. And Tile Ram. Start your remodel right with dust-free demolition. Tile Ram. 4:01 left to go here in the game. This kickoff course is going to be, I think they're going to say this right at the 45, right?
We kick off from the 45, yeah.
What we determined. Which means Lone Peak, more than likely, this is going to be an onside kick.
Well, you won't have any chance to have a comeback. You're going to be onside kicking it regardless, but yeah.
Yeah, down 2 scores. that including the 2-point conversion on one of them. Connors.
Let's say you do get the ball back, you would not score. You would not go for that 2-point conversion on this first touchdown. You kick the extra point and then hold it.
Yeah.
But we're a ways away from that right now. Let's just put it that way.
A minute away. 4 minutes away.
Yeah. 4:01 to go, so yeah. They're going to rush it. They're going to do the...
I think they are. I think they're going to rush it.
Oh, now they're thinking about it. Turn around, run, kick it. Here we go.
Oh, yeah, that's exactly. Oh, and he dives on it right there at the 35. Corner Canyon.
Is that Dylan? Cash Dillon coming up big there. He was heads up play there, realizing what was going on and just diving on that football. Heads up play by that guy.
We called that, though. They knew it was coming, too, I think.
Well, they almost did it because the kicker walked back and they're like, oh, here it comes. They checked the sideline just to see if they could throw the send off. All right, rush it, boys, go.
Now look at Cash Dillon out there as a receiver.
He's a big body. I would expect heavy run here to try and kill this game from Corner Canyon.
Very impressive of Lone Peak staying in this game after being down by 30 points at halftime. Look at that.
Great
tackle
job.
For a loss. Oh, they're going to get back up to the line of scrimmage there.
Drew Gunnarsson coming up from his linebacker position to get that tackle. Nice play by him. No gain officially there. I'm not sure on that spot either.
But it keeps the clock running, and that's what they're after.
Correct.
Wilson. They're not taking any time off the clock. And the pass thrown and caught to Dillon.
RPO action there by Wilson. Pulls it out and fires in on that slant to Dillon. Dillon's showing off some nice hands there on that slant route.
But I notice how Wilson's he's not running that play clock to 0 or anything.
This is an offense that operates high octane all the time, it feels like, and I think they're just operating their thing, doing it.
Just doing their thing still. Fager in the backfield with him. Down to 3 minutes left to go, and it's a give to Fager. Nope, he keeps it himself. Wilson off to the races. Look at the wheels on that. Down around the 22-yard lines where they're going to mark this one.
Yeah, Mayberry bringing him down there at the end of that. Jaden saving what might have been another 10 or 15 yards had he not clipped his ankle there.
He has some speed.
Wilson, when he gets ahead, Steve, he can roll. Biggest difference between him and his brother feels like running is Zach had the ability to go lateral a little bit more, it feels like. But I'm telling you, Isaac, he's got wheels.
Well, it's 1st and 10. Chargers pretty much locking this one. This went up. With right about 2:20 left to go, Wilson will keep it, and he'll pick up about 6 yards on that one.
And the only question I got here is why you're risking your star quarterback running the ball this late in the game.
Right.
Like, I get that QB draw where he's just out in the open field. That one right there, though, running him into traffic on a called QB run, a little questionable in that regard.
You're up by 15 with 2 minutes left to go. Run the ball and run the clock out.
You got some running backs. You've got
Fager and you've got Brady.
Yeah, give them an opportunity to do it. Heck, bring Cash Dillon into the backfield and see what he can do.
They put a lot in the box there. It's going to be a quick pass there to Kerr, and Kerr not going to get anything on that one.
Lone Peak calling a timeout, it appears, preserving what clock they can. And we'll take a timeout.
Lone Peak football right here on KSL Sports. I'm Mark Winterton, Jake Hatch. We're finishing off this game. 1:33 left to go. A little timeout there by Lone Peak, trying to do whatever they can. Down by 15 points. Isaac Wilson looking to score. Put this one away. Got some defensive linemen to jump there. And he will keep it. Up the middle.
You got a flag down here on the near side. You got another flag there, too. Might be a targeting call on Wilson.
Got a defensive man slow to get up.
Is that
was Arrington.
He's had a really fine game himself. We got another flag down here on the near side, so we're going to have to wait and see what both of these calls are. Never want to see that for a guy like Arrington. He's been one of the really, really good players in the early season here defensively for Lone Peak. Hopefully he's okay.
Well, he's up, and then he kind of, I don't know if he knocked the breath out of him.
He's got people trying to, hey, slow down.
I don't know if he'd come down on Wilson's feet, ankles.
Can happen.
But he'll work his way off.
Get horse kicked,
And our refs are still talking about the 2 flags.
Coach Brockbanks wants a word. Coach Kerr here on the near side just hanging out. Pretty long conference here, and we got officials coming over here to talk to Corner Canyon.
Of course, this game, Lone Peak football, brought to you by Black Desert, remarkable within reach, and Legacy Power, smart energy solutions for a better future.
So defensive holding was the call. It was declined. So that, as a result of the run, it's 1st and goal here. We've got 1:27 to go. Lone Peak does have 1 timeout left according to the scoreboard here if they decide to use it. It looks like Corner Canyon has no intention of taking a knee. They want to punch this in and cap it off with another score.
And it's a give to Brady. He'll get a couple. Lone Peak football. Also brought to you by Tire Factory Point S.
Oh, we got another flag. Somebody did something there.
No stress with Point S. Tire and auto service. Tire Factory Point S in American Fork. And Walmart. Save money, live better.
Well, not living better right now. Got to keep your composure. If you're Corner Canyon here, something happened there. A flag came in. Somebody said something, did something. We'll see what the call is here. Corner Canyon backing up like something. Ike Garcia was upset about something, their left tackle.
Is that the center doing a little dance out there? The hokey pokey?
Wow. Offsetting personal fouls. Ah, jeez.
Okay. Well, let's get back to playing football then.
Love it, hate it at the same time.
Come on.
It's a bailout call, it feels like, in many respects when you do that. No actual infractions, really. Just a stern talking to. .107 to go here.
So both Brady and Fager, 2 running backs in the backfield with Wilson. Waiting to get the play clock there set. The play clock hasn't started yet. Now they start it.
Yep.
Now they start it. Like a lot of this, move things along. Come on, officials. Let's go.
They're going to call timeout here?
I don't know. Play clock's down to 7. 4.
Timeout.
1. They're not going to get this off, and there's the delay of game. It'll be a 5-yard penalty.
Why wouldn't you use the timeout?
Well, why wouldn't you just hike the ball?
I'm lost at all of that scenario right there.
The whole thing confuses me. We got a timeout now. We'll take one as well.
Conference football registration is open for the 2023 fall tackle football season. This year, we are proud to announce the addition of a girls-only division to play alongside our boys. Team scheduling lines you up against comparable competition, making every snap a valuable life lesson. UC football is safe and fun. Learn the game with confidence. The competition will be fierce and the camaraderie will be second to none. Sign up today at ucfootball.org. That's ucfootball.org.
It's Lone Peak football right here on KSL Sports Rewind.
Mark, we just had a flag thrown during the timeout on Lone Peak. Half the distance to go from the 2, moved it to the 1.
During the timeout?
Somebody from the sideline from Lone Peak said something. The judge in the center of the field threw his flag about 30 feet in the air. So, some tempers flaring, it looks like.
I was looking at, so I had an updated between the Cougars and the Utes over in the Basin. It went to overtime.
Okay.
38-38, and Uinta ended up losing.
So Union wins, huh?
Yeah, the Cougars get the win, 46-44. Brady tries to punch this one in, and he is going to be a yard short.
That's swallowed there by Tegan Cowell, it looked like there, coming from his defensive end spot to make sure he didn't get across the goal line there. It'll be third down. We're under a minute to go here, clock running. Corner Canyon showing no signs of saying, you know what, let's just call it. They're going to see if they can punch this one in, it looks like. They are letting the clock run down, though. All right, well, 30 seconds now.
Yeah, the play clock's down to 2, 1, and another delay game.
Delay game. Coach Kerr upset. I'm not sure why he's upset. Should call the timeout there, Coach. This end of game sequence has been absolutely bizarre.
A little bit.
We're gonna have 3rd and goal from the 6 now.
Yeah, bring it out.
We've got 24.4 seconds to go.
Yeah, at this point, you take a knee and that's game, right?
Here they go. Well, it looks like, here we go.
Yeah, they are going to take a knee as
Victory formation.
Wilson under center, and he'll take a knee. That is going to do it. Corner Canyon's going to win this one 51-36 over the visiting Lone Peak Knights in what we thought was going to be a blowout in the first half. Turned out to be quite the game.
Back and forth, obviously turnovers, big play touchdowns, had everything in it, but big credit to Corner Canyon, very much looking the part of the favorite to win the 6A title this year. They are off to a 2-1 start. Meanwhile, Lone Peak drops to 1-2.
Well, you've been watching Lone Peak football right here on Rewind Sports Network on KSLSports.com, brought to you by Heidemann Associates and presented by G2G Bar. Mark Winterton, Jake Hatch, signing off to tonight. Have a good one.